Yo, what's going on guys? Specs here, and today, since the Universal Festival is over, I figured why not make a video combining all my previous videos featuring these amazing updates. Before the video begins, we are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy these type of videos, let me know by hitting that like and sub button. All the support is very much appreciated. Alright fellas, with all the yapping out of the way, let's get right into it. The brand new Update 3.0, aka the One Piece update, is here finally in Universal Tower Defense. There was a historically long maintenance for this update, for this game specifically, I should say. I think it was like over 24 hours or something like that. I don't know, man. But what I do know is I need to get these new units. And luckily, I have so many gems, so it should be pretty simple. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, never mind. I forgot I had low VFX mode on. The models looked a little off. But now we can take a look at this banner, and it seems about the same to me, other than the fact that to summon on the banner, we need a special type of currency. But Zoro and Luffy are on the banner, and I believe we have some codes here. Yeah, wow, we have like 9 codes. Hey, I guess shout out to the delays, man. Dude, one of these codes gave me a boundless orb? That's insane. That's so good. Oh, nice. This one gave me some like pirate coins. I wonder what those are used for. This one gave me a free evolution of Ace. It's a pretty good code for new players. So I've got 125k currency just from putting in the code. Can I go ahead and get Zoro or Luffy? That would be insane. It's not looking too good though, man. Yeah, that's the last multi. Couldn't pull either of the new units. Hopefully this currency isn't too ridiculous to farm for. Of course, bro. The one update where I spend like a crazy amount of time farming gems, they make gems useless. That's just my luck, man. Also, when are we getting a new battle pass, bro? It's been like 3 months, has it not? Okay, so we have a new pirate event. We can use the pirate coins here. There's nothing in here that I really need as of right now, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. Oh wait, there is a new battle pass. Kinda. It's an event battle pass. Interesting. In this battle pass, we can get Doflamingo. I think that's that character's name, as well as Whitebeard. Interesting. Collect points to unlock tiers and rewards. In the Blitz game mode, gain 1.5 times universal XP and points. That's what it says over here on the left. Gain points by playing the game, completing quests, and playing the game mode. Okay, so this will just unlock over time. This is a new battle pass, essentially. Is there a game mode where I can just get universal gems? Hold on, let me look at the actual update log. Okay, so it says here, new universal units will be obtainable from the new universal banner, coming with a fully new universal gems currency. This new currency drops from all stages, including daily challenge, with newer game modes awarding more of it. Okay, well I guess I'm gonna go ahead and load into a pirate blitz here then, man. Take on 7 relentless waves in a battle where only the strongest survive. Dominate the field to stack up universal gems to supercharge your universal unit with 1.5 times universal unit XP on every clear. Okay, and we get 2,000 universal gems per clear on this stage. Depending on how fast the clears are, this could be very good. And then we have a 5% chance at both Evo items dropping for the battle pass characters. Cool. Okay, so this event just spawns you in with your team. It's not like one of those where they give you a whole team just for the event. Whoa, look at this. There's a new UI. I forgot. I think they sneaked this like a week or 2 ago. Wow, I think I like that way more. Like this looks super good. But yeah, man, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I prepped so much for this update. Like I was on this game almost every day macroing. We're already on wave 7? Hold on a second. This might be the fastest stage of all time. Am I losing my mind? Okay, this might be bugged. That was so quick. But yeah, like the first time in my UTD career, I was like min-maxing equipment, bro. I was watching videos on the best equipment to get. I was in the Discord because they made this awesome channel where you can like look at the best builds for each of the units. It's amazing because I feel like the last like 2 or 3 updates, man, I've been struggling so bad. But yeah, man, I mean, look at this. We're already on wave 7 again, dude. This is incredible. These are like sub 3-minute clears and I get 2,000 currency every time. Not even sub 3 minutes, sub 2-minute clears. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like this, man, but I got to take full advantage of this because it seems like Luffy is going to be very difficult to get. I even went back and got like Sinbad evolved and everything. I never made a video on this guy because honestly, I thought it was going to be one of those situations where like they drop a unit and then in like an update or 2, he gets power crept. That just wasn't the case with Sinbad. Like he was the best ground unit since he came out. And I had no idea leader skills were even in this game, which like low-key, Sinbad's leader skill isn't like the best of the best. In fact, I don't think any of my units actually benefit from this leader skill, but it's still nice to have. And Sinbad himself is super good, especially next to someone like Frieren, because Sinbad's only downside is the fact that he's not hybrid like at all, which would be a massive issue if it wasn't for Frieren being hybrid on placement. I just wish I could kind of skip this cinematic, because even though it's only like 5 seconds long, those 5 seconds add up, man. Oh, wait a minute. I can turn it off. Wait, is this new? No way I've been putting up with that cinematic. This event seems to me like literally anybody can do it. Oh my gosh, the cutscene actually like doesn't play at all. That's insane. That better have been just added, bro. Otherwise, I've been putting up with a cutscene for the past week, man. Which, it is a sick cutscene, but seeing it for the 600th time gets a little old. But yeah, like I was saying, it seems seems to me like this event is meant for like newer players, which is good, man. I assume this update will bring in a bunch of new players. So this event, combined with the fact that they've given out like a free Kenpachi evolution and a free ace, and if you were putting in the other pre-release or pre-update codes, you'd also have like Ichigo, I think, right? Didn't they give out an Ichigo for free? You can really make a pretty good squad without even having to actually like load up and play the game. Like you can just put in codes and have like a decent team. I think that really helps with the player count and overall success of these sort of tower defense games. You'll notice any like really successful tower defense game on the Roblox platform will have a pretty good onboarding system for newer players. Okay, so I think I yapped enough. I'm gonna go ahead, leave this stage macroing. I'll be back in like 30 minutes or so to take a look at the rest of this update. Okay, so I spent a little bit longer than like 30 minutes. I left for like 2 hours, so hopefully I have a little bit of currency here. Yeah, I've got 91k. Maybe we can go ahead and get Zoro. Nope, no Luffy nor Zoro. What else is in this update, man? A new story stage. We get 1.7k per clear at 1000% difficulty. I wonder if this scales with like nightmare mode, because I could imagine 1000% nightmare mode could get you some good currency. I like that you can get this from everywhere as well. It doesn't seem to just be the One Piece stages. Like if you wanted to, you can go farm this equipment that's like super good, and at the same time you're going to be getting the universal gems. That's awesome. Like that's actually really good. Oh my gosh, you get 50,000 universal gems for clearing the daily challenge. Make sure to do this every single day, guys. Holy. And you get 10,000 per clear for the feature challenges. Interesting. Hold on, I'm gonna go check the raids. Okay, so for the boss rush you get 7.5k. This is for the solo leveling one. I don't have all the stages unlocked for the One Piece one yet. That's super interesting. Okay, so I think for like the best method to get this currency, it's gonna be the special challenge. Oh, wait a minute, you only get 7.5k? Wait, hold on, I may have just found a glitch. If we go over here, right, we max out the difficulty meter in the story stage, and we go back over here to the special challenge. Is it still gonna be? It says 10k. I'm gonna clear this stage real quick. Oh no, I think it was just a visual bug, because now it's back to saying 7.5k. Eh, whatever. I still think this is gonna be the best way of getting the currency, and we have a chance at getting the Zoro Evo item. So let's go ahead, load in here, see how quick I can clear this stage. Whoa, this stage is crazy looking, dude. Oh, we have a cutscene. Mirror World featured challenge. Cool. These enemies only have like 1.7 thousand health, so shouldn't be too crazy. Grade my farms, and we should be good to go ahead and beat this stage. Now keep in mind, the other stage I was getting 2,000 per clear, and the clears were about a minute and 45 seconds, I'd say on average. Sometimes it'd be like a minute 40, a minute 51. It depends on the spawns of the enemies, and I believe I get 7.5k per clear. So this should be probably the most optimal way of farming this currency. This new UI looks so much better, man. I just gotta say that. Before, the active abilities used to kind of look like cheap and like copy and paste it on. Now it actually looks like legit and it's sized correctly. Looks much better. But the boss is here and he doesn't stand a chance, bro. For whatever reason, my units just sometimes aren't doing damage in this stage, but they're not stunned or anything. That's probably just what this stage does sometimes, make it so your units don't attack. We actually get the drop for the unit here. I don't even know this character's name, but that's pretty cool. And I actually forgot to pay attention as to how fast the clear was. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something, bro. You can hold E on your units. So this guy stuns your units in the last phase there. I'm getting like 4-minute and 15-second clears. Let me do one more to double check that. But that makes a lot of sense why some of my units weren't attacking, but others were. Okay, so even if I free my units, they still don't attack. And that was a 2-minute and 51-second clear. I don't know why it said 4 minutes and 10 seconds, but I am getting very fast clears on this stage. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead, farm this stage to get the currency, and I'll be back when hopefully I can summon for Zoro and Luffy. Okay, so I ended up macroing that stage for like 20 minutes, I think, something like that, because I realized I probably should, just in case, check the legend stage, because since it's locked, I have no way of knowing if it is quicker. Unfortunately, that does mean I have to go through the entirety of this story, which is gonna take forever. The good news is, since it is a story stage and it's on easy, this is gonna be super duper simple and easy. I'm probably just gonna have to place down Friera and not even have to upgrade her. She should just be able to solo this entire stage, but we'll see, man. This is on 1000% difficulty because I want to get as much currency as possible. Act 1 completed and Act 6 completed. Cool. Time to do the legend stages. Okay, so Act 1 of the legend stage doesn't seem to give me a ton of universal gems, but maybe Act 3 will. Okay, so since this is a legend stage, I may need to take this a little bit more serious. Legend stage Act one cleared, I get 2,200 of the universal gems. And honestly, I expected this to be a little bit more difficult. Even at 1,000% difficulty, the stage is pretty easy with my team. 2.2 thousand once again. Now we are on to Legend Stage Act 3, which has a chance to drop the Unrivaled Fragment 4, which is for Zoro as well as Usopp. I'm glad I'm doing this because not only can I see like the most optimal way to farm for the universal gems currency, but also I'm figuring out how to get the evolution item for Zoro. And the unfortunate part about these Unrivaled Fragments is the fact that I've noticed almost all of these have like a 4% chance. If not all, have a 4% chance, which is so brutal. If you know Universal Tower Defense, you know that 4% chance is a flat out lie, dude. I'm telling you, it is not a 4% chance. It can't be. It actually can't be a 4%. It's more like a 0.4%, bro. Like this item is so rare. Act 3 done, and I only get 2.2 thousand universal gems. So this definitely is not the stage to farm. Okay, man, there is so much to do in this update. Like, it's ridiculous. Next up, we have the World Raid, which gives us a whopping 37,000 universal gems. Oh my gosh, okay. And Kaido has a chance to drop from this stage. Oh, nice, and I just realized the Unrivaled Fragments actually do have pity. That must have shown up earlier and I just didn't catch that. That's awesome, okay. And this is a 5% chance of dropping. Nice. Let's go ahead, find a match here. Hopefully we can find one quick. We did. That was a 5-second queue, man. There are so many people playing this. That's awesome. I think the game hit like 100,000 concurrent players. That's insane. The question is, who do I place? Because the way Boss Rush, or not Boss Rush, whatever this stage is called, the way it works is you place one unit and that's the only one you can place. So I think I'm going to put down Sinbad. Maybe Fruin would have been the better option, but I think overall Sinbad should be able to do a little bit more damage. Dude, somebody's unit in this stage is spawning in these gluttonous ghost things. These things are crazy. I don't even know what unit does that, man, but that seems super good. The first boss spawns in here and it seems like she just like debuffs your units. Nothing crazy. 40 million HP is a ton though, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully we can not die here. Nice, okay. So now we gotta go ahead, damage Kaido, and it says he leaves in 5 minutes. So I assume we only have 5 minutes to beat this boss, or else we just lose. Oh wait, what happened, bro? Did he just change forms? What is this boss fight, man? He has another transformation? No, they've lost their minds. I think we're on pace to win right here. I'm not sure, bro. Is there gonna be another transformation, bro? Like, no, I think we're good. Yes, sir. I think there's supposed to be a cutscene, but I have auto skip on. Nice. We defeated the boss. 39k for a 9-minute run. Not bad. It's just unfortunate because you're not able to macro this stage. And most of the time, people leave, so you have to like redo the mode every single time, which is kind of a pain, but it's not a big deal. Little sidebar here before we move on to the raid stages. I'm gonna use all of my gems here because since they didn't add anybody to the banner, like the gem side, I've been trying for like 2 weeks to get a shiny Akari, and it just hasn't happened. I'm telling y'all, I've spent like 800,000 gems at this point. No shiny Akari. Now I very well could spend like $5 and get enough Robux to wait, I can't summon anymore? Did my game crash? What the heck? All right, that was odd. But I could just buy shiny hunter. But at this point, I feel like I'm just in too deep. I just got to see it through without the without shiny hunter, man. It is what it is. Oh my gosh, there he is. Dude, let's go. Nice. And unlock this Akari. Dude, that looks so sick, man. And now I can add it to my profile. Cool. Okay, so back to the One Piece stuff. We got to do the raid next, which raids are probably my favorite part of Universal Tower Defense. So I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy this next part, man. And raids are awesome because the boss spawns in super duper early and all you got to do is kill the boss and then you can move on to the next stage. Unless you're doing the boss rush stage, then you have to complete all waves. But progressing through the raid stages, super easy and fast. Yeah, so the boss spawns in on wave 15. Get the clear. 3,750 universal gems for that. Not bad. And it seems like it's going to stay the same throughout all of these raid stages. I'm really curious to see how much we get for doing the boss rush though. That's usually where all the resources are at for the raid stages. You guys got to let me know, man. How are y'all feeling about this update so far? I think it's absolutely amazing that they're able to pack this much content in what was it, like 2 weeks since the last update? Actual insanity, man. There is so much to do in this update. This Universal Tower Defense run of updates that are going on is absolutely historic, man. Okay, so Act 5 has a chance to drop this character. I wish I knew more about One Piece, man. I only know up to about like episode 150. I stopped at like the Crocodile versus Luffy fight. Not for like any particular reason either. I think I just got busy with life. So one day I might return to it, man. I for sure would rather read the manga though, I'm not gonna lie. That pacing is off. Not the greatest from what I hear. We get the clear here, and now I need to go back to lobby because I want to go look at the boss rush. Okay, so for clearing the boss rush, we get 11,000 universal gems. That's pretty good. I still think the featured challenge might be a little bit better because the featured challenge you can clear in like on average 3 minutes, I'd guess. Whereas this, if it's anything like the other boss rush stages, I'll probably be able to get like sub 7-minute clears, sub 8-minute clears, something like that, because the boss rush stages go to wave 30. But I need to get the universal fragments anyway, so I don't mind having to like macro this stage, right? The boss spawns in here, gets absolutely destroyed, and I think we got the Evo item. Nice. So I'm pretty sure now that I've completed the boss rush stage, I've done like everything there is to do in this update as far as actual stages go. So now I guess it's just time to farm up all the currency I can and hopefully get Luffy and Zoro sooner rather than later, right? All right, man, it's been like 7 hours since the last recorded clip for this video, and it is 100% the fault of this stupid world raid, man. They made me go to Pity to get the Fragment 2 Unrivaled thing, and I literally, this is not a 5% drop chance. There's no way. It just can't be. Look at how many Kaidos I got, bro. I even got a shiny one. Like, what are we doing? The good news is I've got 3 of the fragments, and the 4th one I can go ahead and buy from the raid shop, meaning I believe I have all fragments required to evolve Zoro. There we go. The last fragment we needed. And now it's time to see how much of the currency I have. To be honest, I haven't even looked. We've got 1.5 million. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm unsure if this is enough to hit Pity, so we'll see. At the very least, hopefully I can get Zoro, because I'm pretty sure he's just a mythic unit, right? He's got a 0.05% drop chance though. That is pretty rare. Oh, and there he is. We got Zoro. Now all we got to do is get Luffy here. Let me go ahead and pop this luck potion, bro, because I realize I don't think this is even near to getting Pity, bro. I just somehow got to get lucky, I guess. It's not looking good, man. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any faith. It is looking absolutely cooked. 3 more multis to go, and unfortunately I don't get Luffy. I guess it's all right though. We did get Zoro. First, let's give him all the etherealization shards, as well as roll some stats on him. I do have a lot of stat cubes. Nice. So I get S in the SPA slot. Hopefully I can get S in one of the other slots as well. Nice. We get S range. I think I thought I had a unit that I could get rid of and sacrifice the, or rather transfer the stats over to Zoro. But unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. So I just got to kind of lock both of these stats up, and hopefully I can get S damage here. Okay, cool. I get S damage. Sick. Now I've got everything for him except for the Pirate Hunter sword. How do I get this? Oh, this drops from the legend stage. Okay, I'm gonna go get this real quick. The sword has been acquired. Let's go ahead, evolve Zoro to his first evolution. Let's go, man. There he is. And I've got everything to evolve him to his final evolution. That portrait looks sick, dude. Looks really cool. Let's do it now. I will say, the whole like portrait thing, I didn't like it at first, but it's really grown on me. Like, I think it's super unique and cool. And you know what? While we're here, I want to go ahead, roll some like okay stats on the other units that I've acquired. So while I showcase Zoro, I can also see what the other units are doing. And I'm not going for like crazy S stats on these units. If they're like really good, I'll roll a stat on them in the future. It's a huge deal. I care way more about Luffy as well as Zoro, but since I have these units, I may as well evolve them, right? El Flamingo, who I just read was a hill actually, so this unit actually could be pretty good. There's Kaido. His shiny looks sick, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And then Mochi Pirate, whoever this is. Oh wait, I just realized I don't have his Evo item either. And now I do. So let's go ahead, evolve this unit, and I believe that's the last unit I've gotten. There he is. Pretty cool. Now real quick, 76,000 more currency. Doubt I pull Luffy, but you know, a man can dream, right? Nope, no Luffy. My hopes are crushed, bro. It's over. On the bright side, it's time to roll a trait on all 4 of these units. Maybe not all 4, but Zoro and Kaido definitely. We're about halfway to Pity, and I've got a ton of rerolls, so I'm not really worried. Even if I go to Pity for both Zoro and Kaido, I'm not too bothered. Okay, nice. There's Ruler, and we were about 400 away from Pity, so I'll definitely take that. Not too bad. Oh my gosh, that was less than 100 rerolls. Okay, man, that's pretty good. Get our Zoro to max level here, and honestly, I've learned that just maxing out damage is typically the best build. Real quick before I load in, I want to see what Zoro's leader ability is. For tag sword characters, he grants 50% damage and 7.5% cost, or minus 7.5% cost, my bad. For tag One Piece, he grants an additional 25% damage and 10% range, and then if you're wind element, he grants an additional 20% damage and 5% crit rate. So pretty mid. mid. Certainly better than Sinbad, just off of the One Piece tag. At the very least, I bet without even knowing what Luffy does, he's gonna be one of the best units in the game. So Zoro's gonna go perfectly with Luffy. I don't know if Luffy's also wind element. Elements in general, I'm not too good about on this game. Like, who is wind? Oh, yikes. Really yikes. I mean, Naruto's still good, and Hikari isn't the worst option. And then for tag sword characters, is that literally everybody who uses a sword? Wait, it's not even sword characters. Sun Jin-woo doesn't use a sword, does he? He uses like daggers. But wow, this includes Dante and Virgil and Yuta. Okay, that's good. That's super good. And in the future, if they ever drop like a, like, off the top of my head, like a Demon Slayer update or something like that, almost all of those characters are going to be, or rather have the sword tag. So Zoro will constantly be giving them a 50% damage boost as well as minus 7.5% cost. That's super good. His leader skill, Zoro's leader skill, is much better than Sinbad's. But with that being said, I want to go ahead, load in, and showcase these units. Okay, let's go ahead, see what Zoro is doing. When a unit within Zoro's range is stunned, reduce their stun by 50%. And if the unit has the One Piece tag, this unit will receive the stun. The stun will be reduced by 75%. Next up, we have King of Heck. W censorship, man. This video will be monetized. Let's go. While active, minus 10 hockey per attack. So that's 3% every attack. He gets 50% damage and then 100% crit damage. And then when hockey reaches below 10, automatically disable this ability, stun this unit for 10 seconds, and disable Pirate Hunter for 30 seconds. This is what Pirate Hunter is. When a boss is in range, this unit can only target the boss and has its AoE sized halved. He then gains 50% damage, 75% hyper armor damage, and 50% crit rate until the boss is no longer in Zoro's range. This unit has hockey charge. Gain +1 hockey per blood tick. This unit cannot gain hockey while King of Heck is active. Does it tell me how King of Heck gets activated, or? Oh, it's an active ability. Okay, cool. Then on attack, deal critical bleed for 85% damage over 7 seconds. Hitting enemies with critical bleed triggers a follow-up for 75% damage, which has a cooldown of 15 seconds. Okay. Zoro is basically pure damage. What does his damage look like whenever you fully upgrade him? 47k. This is without equips and stuff, and without the King of Heck active ability active. So let's activate that ability. His hockey meter should like slowly deplete. He now has 63,000 damage, which is pretty good. And he's more of a boss killer than anything else. The crazy thing is unrivaled units in general don't need to have the craziest passives nor like craziest damage, anything like that, because of the way the leader ability works. This unit could literally do nothing. He could have no attack, 100-second long SPA, 2 range, and honestly, you'd probably still get value out of running him because of the way leader abilities work in this game. But on top of having leader skills, Zoro also is pretty strong. Right, Doflamingo, what are you doing, bro? Every attack has a 25% chance to spawn a string clone. If 3 attacks fail to spawn one, the 4th attack is guaranteed. That's so good. I was already about to say I don't like the idea of him having a 25% chance to activate a passive, but I'm fine if like eventually it's guaranteed to happen, right? The string clone has 75% damage, 1.25 times SPA, and a 100% range. String clone lasts for 2 attacks. If this unit receives a negative effect while the clone is active, the clone takes it and disappears. The active ability here opens a bird cage with 100% chance of this unit's range. Oh, with 100% of this unit's range for 60 seconds. Every 10 seconds, trigger string swipe or string stun. String swipe, you deal 45% damage to all enemies in range, so it's a full AoE attack. String stun, stun all enemies for 2.5 seconds. Apply bleed for 20% damage over 4 ticks. Apply a 15% slow for 4 seconds. When the bird cage closes, explodes for 125% damage, 250% on etherealization 6, and has a global cooldown of 120 seconds. That is a long cooldown, man, for what this ability actually is. Next passive here, on attack or kill, gain 1 string stack. Each string stack grants 3% damage, 6% on etherealization gets cut off. I assume etherealization like 2 or 4. At 10 string stacks, consumes all strings and fires 2 string worms at random enemies. Each string worm deals 50% damage, and then 80% on whatever etherealization level it shows it's cut off. Okay. This is what his damage and SPA looks like. I didn't roll a trade on him, and to be honest, I'm kind of thankful of that. I don't love this unit's design. I was with it until the birdcage active ability, bro. Like, an 120-second cooldown is ridiculous, man. Like, I feel like this should low-key just be built into his passive, or like have this, bro. Like, make it 60 seconds instead of 120 seconds, because yeah, that's brutal. That is not great. But I'm curious to see what his like final damage is, because this passive right here, I mean, I could imagine the damage gets a little crazy, but I don't know, man. Locking all this stuff behind an 120-second cooldown that's bad. That's not great. Okay, let's see what Mochi Pirate is doing. Apply a time snail on enemies and leaves a trail of liquid dough behind that lasts for 4 seconds. While enemies are affected by this dough, they take guaranteed crits from this unit. Okay, that seems pretty good so far. Whoa, wait a minute. This dude has like two passives. On attacker, when applying a status effect, apply up to 6 stacks per enemy. The next attack will deal 100% damage. Is there supposed to be more to this passive? Hold on, let me go look. Okay, so I looked. This is it for the passive. I don't want to judge this unit too harshly because his damage could be absolutely ridiculous if you roll like ruler on him as well as him to level 70 and stuff, but that's all he does. I feel like he isn't a bad option, and he's not like crazy difficult to get or anything, so he's still good. I just think it's just kind of boring. There's not a whole lot going on here. He just does like pure damage. Okay, next we've got Kaido. This unit has a rage bar that goes up to 100, 150 on etherealization 4, gain 1% rage every second, and then every takedown and every attack. So it's a Sun Jin Woo situation. He's just constantly going to be building that rage meter. Every 2% rage, gain 1% damage and 1% range, and then at 65 rage, he enters a hybrid form, which gives him 20% damage over time and then 20% true damage. At 100 rage, he gains the ability to enter the dragon form. In the dragon form, he allows the user to manually attack and control the dragon. He gets an additional 100% damage, 150 on etherealization 6, and the duration is for 60 seconds or 90 seconds on etherealization 6. When rage is empty, this unit goes back to normal form. Every other attack, move to the last enemy this unit attacked, then launch a full AoE follow-up attack for 20% damage. In the hybrid form, launch a full AoE follow-up attack for 35% damage, and apply 25% slow for 5 seconds to all enemies hit. If a boss leaves half this unit's range, move to the boss's position and release a follow-up attack. This dude is doing so much. Oh my gosh, okay. On attack in normal form, apply burn for 30% damage over 4 ticks, and then in hybrid form, apply burn for 30 seconds over 4 ticks. Also apply stun for 1 second. When an enemy enters half this unit's range, launch a Dragon Assault follow-up attack, apply stun for 2 seconds, apply electrify for 30% damage over 5 ticks. Then when applying burn to electrified enemies, remove electrified and instantly deal 50% damage. This is a good unit. He's doing like so much. He's also hybrid, and let's go ahead, use the dragon form active ability here. We turn into Kaido, and we have abilities here, the fire breath, the cyclone, and then the beam. So this unit was like one of the first units they showed off for this update, and I'll be the first to admit, I do not like player controlled units in these games. I think it's more of a gimmick than anything else, and a not very good one at that. Oh, I'm under the map. But you don't even need like the dragon controlled form for Kaido to be good. Like his hybrid form and his base form are both solid enough to where like you don't ever have to enter the dragon form. At what point does he become hybrid? Upgrade 4. Okay. Also, you'll basically never have to like sell this unit because of the passive that allows him to move to wherever the last enemy he attacked. Like, he's just gonna be moving around, which is super cool. But yeah, all of these units seem like pretty good. Even the worst, which in my opinion would be like Don Flamingo, is still fairly solid. Like I'd still rate him like a 6 out of 10 unit. So this is a good sign. Okay, so I just want to like quickly clarify something. After I showcased the units, I looked through the etherealization stars for Mochi Pirate because I figured something was like missing with this unit. Even when I was like reviewing him, I was like, what's up with this man? Why is the passive so short? For whatever reason, they don't say what the etherealization star gives them, and they need to. This is ridiculous. So typically, the Evercrush Do, the way it works is it applies up to 6 stacks per enemy, and then the next attack will deal 100% damage, right? That's okay. That's like fine if the damage is really good. But when you get them to, first of all, 4 stars, it lowers the amount of stacks needed for the Evercrush Do from 6 to 3. That is a massive change. It completely cuts it in half, basically making it so it'll always be at max stacks per enemy. And on etherealization 6, it increases the damage from 100% to 250%. And in etherealization 2, it doubles the time that the flowing Mochi Do is on enemies to 8 seconds. So he's going to be constantly critting, dealing 250% damage. This unit's one of the best damage units in the game, but I really wish they would have like put that. I was like super critical of this unit because I was like, oh, he's a damage unit who doesn't really do damage. He does damage. You just need to get him to etherealization 6. So that's my bad. Anyways, let's summon on the banner, man. Hopefully I can get Luffy. I don't have enough to hit pity, so if I don't get him right here, I think I'm just gonna like grind away at the featured challenge until I eventually get enough to hit pity. But we're more than halfway there, luckily, so it shouldn't be that much more. Okay, yeah, unfortunately no Luffy. I get another shiny Hikari, dude. This game has jokes, man. This game is funny for sure. Okay, how much gems do I have? 630,000. I don't think this is enough to hit pity, but I have faith in my own luck. We get another copy of Zoro. It's a good sign. Yo, they're really gonna make me go to pity, bro. This video's never coming out. It's over. 3,000 more summons to get to pity, bro. This is genuinely heartbreaking. Okay, hopefully I can go ahead and get Luffy now. I still don't think I have enough to get pity, but hey, man, anything can happen, right? Also, you may be wondering how I've been like farming currency for a whole 2 days and still haven't gotten enough to pity Luffy. Well, last night, whenever I set up the macro, right as I set it up and went to sleep, I think like my power went out in my house. Something like that happened. So my macro just like stopped. Also, we don't pull Luffy. It is what it is. We are so close to pity though, so the next clip you guys see should be me being able to pity Luffy. Fellas, I believe it's time. Let's go ahead, summon on this banner to finally get the universal Luffy unit. There he is. Oh, this is sick, dude. Look at Shanks, man. Passing down the straw hat. That is so cool, man. But now we have him. Wait, he's a shiny? Oh, Yo, dude. Let's go, man. Reroll time. If I get a double trade on this unit, I'd be so happy. I don't even think he needs it. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Of course he doesn't need it, man. He probably doesn't even need ruler. This unit has taken me so much longer than it should have, bro. Like, actually, though. It was low-key worth it, though, since I got a shiny version of the unit. But wow, man. I can't believe that. I'm actually super hyped to use this unit. Can I hurry up and get ruler, man? They're gonna make me go to pity for this. That's fine. But I saw something whenever I clicked on this unit that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I tried to see if I can, like, etherealize him, and he didn't have an option for it. So that's interesting. Because why would he have the stars if you can't etherealize him? I don't know. I honestly don't even know how this unit works. So you might need to do, like, something special to etherealize him. There we go. We hit pity. We get ruler. Awesome. So yeah, he doesn't even have a level. It just, he has like XP, and we have the option to click on paths here. What is this? So the system reminds me a lot of Bloons Tower Defense. I assume that's like the main inspiration here. We have upgrade paths. What's kind of cool is the images on the paths kind of dictate what form it's going to be. With the top path, I think that's called gear 4, right? Let me double check that. Yeah, gear 4. The middle path, which doesn't really show me anything, but the name of the 5th upgrade is Joy Boy, so I assume this is gear 5. And then this final one here is called Snake Man. I've never even seen this one before. Hold on. Oh, wow, dude, this form looks sick. How have I never seen this before? It's like gear 4, but without like the comically sized body. Well, I gotta go for gear 5, obviously, man. That form is literally iconic. And to upgrade this, I need XP. Didn't it say something about XP in the Warlord Blitz event over here? Yeah, in the Blitz game mode, gain 1.5 times universal XP and points. Also, I forgot to show off the blessings. This is the Luffy one. Looks pretty sick. This is the Zoro one. Pretty cool. Gives you like the 3 swords. Classic, iconic. This is the Mochi Pirate one. The actual effect on this blessing looks really cool. Like the red and black sparks. And finally, the last one, we've got Kaido's. Overall, pretty fire, but I gotta rock the Luffy one, man, of course. Also, I just realized I'm gonna have to do even more grinding for this video. Oh boy. At least I don't have to worry about the currency anymore, so that's good. I'm just gonna transfer over some stats real quick. And now I want to quickly load in to the Blitz event and see what level 1 Luffy is doing here. Since he is level 1, I didn't want to worry about putting equips on him. But don't worry, the good thing about this video taking as long as it did is it seems like people have figured out the best build for Luffy, so I can take a look at that whenever I get him fully leveled up. Okay, so I can open up this menu from in the game. Wait, do these just work? No, never mind. Dang, so he has like no passives. He does nothing until you upgrade him. Interesting. So this isn't even really a unit until you get his XP. Oh, but the first upgrades are 0 XP. Okay. And I can actually etherealize him on this screen as well. I didn't even realize that. Interesting, man. What a refreshing concept for a unit, man. Which granted, it's not exactly the most original idea. It is just pretty much ripped straight from Bloons Tower Defense, but like, it's new to the Roblox platform. I've never seen any other game do something like this. And I was kind of worried about the XP taking like a crazy long time. It seems to me like this is going to be like a pretty quick and painless grind to go ahead and level up Luffy, at least to his one of his fully upgraded counterparts. Oh wait, I can pay gems to level him up as well. I don't even know if I want to do that, bro. That seems kind of like a ripoff to me. Like, I'd rather just spend the time. Gems will probably be useful in the next update anyway, so I don't want to just like use them all. But that is cool that the option is there nonetheless. Okay, so I know I said that'd be kind of wasteful to waste gems on XP, but to be honest, guys, if I don't, this video is going to take way too long, so I gotta spend the gems, bro. It is kind of unfortunate. It is cheaper than I thought, though. In game, I think it says 250k for 5,000, but I could be wrong. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So if this does work like Bloons Tower Defense, I shouldn't be able to have access to the other upgrades. And the observation path seems a little worse than the armament path, at least in the early on stages. Later on, I mean, the final upgrade attacks up to 20 enemies along the path. That sounds ridiculous, right? But now we have the ability to fully upgrade Luffy. So let's go ahead, load into an infinite here and showcase what this unit can do. For this overview of the unit, I will be having Zoro as my leader, as I assume most people, if you're going for Luffy, you're going to get Zoro on the way. And Zoro should be ran with Luffy like 100% of the time, just based off the leader skill alone. Also, these attack effects, I forgot to turn them on earlier on, so that's my bad, but they look insane, dude. Like for Zoro especially. So let's upgrade the top path twice. And yeah, like I thought, just like Bloons Tower Defense, you can't upgrade any of the other paths if you upgrade one of the paths to tier 5 already. The top path is going to give us the ability to deal 1.5 times damage to armored enemies. And let's go ahead, get Luffy into his gear 5 form. And he becomes hybrid on this upgrade. At least I think so. Hold on, let me sell him real quick, then me to place him? No, he becomes hybrid on upgrade 3, actually. Okay, that's super good. Is there a better way to see his passives? Oh, here we go. Unit info. Oh, okay, nice. Very good. On attack, leave behind a bouncy area where this unit attacked for 15 seconds. Enemies in bouncy areas will take 1.5 times damage over time damage for 10 seconds. After the damage over time buff ends, knock enemies back 10 studs. Okay, seems pretty good. Every second enemies spend in bouncy areas, they take 5% damage from all sources up to 30% for 15 seconds, with the maximum amount of bouncy areas being 2. This passive does not trigger for variant 3 of goofing around. And we have the armament passive. I've already read this, just basically doing more damage to armored and hyper armored enemies. Next we have Conquer, unleash a wave of energy every 30 seconds that stuns non-boss enemies in range for 2 seconds. So he's got a stun, even though it doesn't stun boss enemies. Still nice to have. The final passive here, goofing around. This unit will randomly switch between 3 attack variants, and he can't use the same ones twice in a row. Pick a random number between 25% and 75% based on the random value, buff AoE size, and damage. Variant 1, a circle AoE with 100% damage, 25% true damage for the duration of this attack. Okay. Variant 2, circle AoE 100% damage, deal 15% damage to enemies in rubber areas. Variant 3, full AoE 85% damage. Variant 4, circle AoE 120% damage. When all 4 variants are used, knock all enemies in range back by 15 studs. Whoa. I'm curious to see how much that actually is. Also, look at the DPS, man. I should also say I got the better relics for him. These aren't like the best stats you can get on the relics, but this is the best stat you can get for him. At least that's what it says on the Discord, right? That's what I'm going off of. And something that the passive list doesn't even mention is the Monkey God gun. It says select anywhere on the map to fire this attack. Let's just fire it here. We've got a little animation that plays. What is happening? Okay, that was pretty much it. So it has a 200-second cooldown. It doesn't say how like strong this ability is though. So to me, it doesn't really seem like this unit power creeps any other specific unit. I think he's just better than all of them, but it's not like a crazy difference, right? I still think he's probably the best unit in the game. He just doesn't completely make every other unit pointless in running. Like you can get the same value out of Luffy as somebody like Sukuna, Dante, Virgil. They just do different things. And this is just his Gear 5 form I'm specifically talking about, by the way. I can't vouch for any of the other forms, but the Gear 5 form of Luffy here seems absolutely insane. My question is what does the game mean by 15 studs? Like how far back does Luffy push the enemies? Because if that's like a lot, then Luffy is much better than those guys that I named. But yeah, even though Luffy doesn't like power creep the entire game, I still think you should very much so go for him. Get Luffy, get Zoro. Honestly, I don't really think there's a bad unit in this update, dude. I think they're all like at the very least solid, right? Like you can get away with running pretty much any unit in this update. But yeah, top priority, Luffy and Zoro. They are crazy. And I'm going to sleep. The brand new update 3.01, aka the Universal Festival 1.5 is here. We've got 4 brand new units, Roger, Garp, Mihawk, and Sabo. This is a 0.25 or 0.5 update, so it's going to have much less content than the last update. But that's alright. How do we get the new units? First things first, we have the Admiral Defense event. Play the new game mode where you defeat the 3 admirals and attempt to stall the Marine Hero to obtain the new Pirate King and Marine Hero units. Okay, cool. Next up, we have the Marine Hero Trial. Complete all the trial quests to obtain the new Marine Hero unit. Okay, so do all these units like drop just from the Admiral Defense game mode? Okay, so no. Only Roger drops from here. Interesting. And then we can get Garp from the quest trials like it said in the update log. Let's go ahead and claim that first quest. And now we have to evolve Revolutionary Chief. How do I get the other units, man? Oh, nice. We have an admin abuse event happening in 20 minutes as well. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we can get some good stuff from that. There's no new story stage. Dude, how do I get these new units? Ah, okay. They're banner units. And they're both actually featured. Let's go ahead, summon here. We get Sabo. Now we just need to get Mihawk. Dude, I've gotten like 5 Sabos. Please, where is Mihawk? This game is trolling, man. It always does this whenever there's banner units, man. I swear my banner luck is so bad. Okay, you know what? I should just select Mihawk on the selection banner. That way I have a better chance of getting him. And there he is. Cool. I've already collected 2 out of the 4 units in this update. We're making great pace here. And then we can get Mihawk's Evo item from the crafting table. I believe should be the same for Sabo. Yeah, but we also have to get Ace's Evo item. Sheesh, bro. I think it does have a pretty high drop chance though. Let me go ahead and look. Yeah, 14.5% drop chance. Seems pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and run this stage until I get the Evo item to drop, and then I can continue continue the video. Hey, nice. I finally got the Evo item to drop. That took like 4 runs. I'm not sure why I said finally. I got that Evo item super fast, but now it's time to go back to the lobby. Okay, now we should be able to go ahead and evolve Sabo as well as Mihawk. Hopefully I won't have to do any other legend stages for this video. Let's quickly get better stats on this unit. Okay, nice. We get triple S. That's super good. Now let's go ahead, craft this Evo item. There we go. And now we can evolve them. Let's get it, man. Even though they did have me grinding a legend stage, this evolution was fairly easy. I like that, man. And I have more than enough stuff to go ahead, craft Mihawk's Evo item, and let's go ahead, roll some better stats on him as well. We get SBA. That's really good. Unfortunately, I am running out of stat locks. I think the admin abuse is supposed to be happening really soon. So we might be mid-evolution or like mid-rolling trades while the admin abuse is happening. Hopefully that doesn't mess with anything. And unfortunately, I'm out of stat locks, so we're just gonna have to live with the bad stats, bro. It is what it is. Like, it's just such a rare currency in this game. Like, there's still not a consistent, easy way to farm stat cubes and stat locks. It's absolutely brutal. But there's Mihawk. The admin abuse will begin shortly. Awesome. Let's go ahead, roll a couple traits on these units. Now, I really need to get good luck right here because I'm not gonna lie, you guys can see I unfortunately will not have enough rerolls to get ruler on all of the units I dropped in this update. I'm gonna be missing one unit. I can get pity for the other 3, so hopefully I can get ruler like quickly on one of these new units. Please don't force me to go to pity on all 4 of them. That'd be absolutely disgusting. Should I maybe stop rerolling whenever the admin abuse starts? I don't want to like mess with it and glitch out the game or something. I don't think that's the best idea. Hey, nice. We get ruler. That was about halfway to pity. That's really good. Now if we can quickly get lucky on Mihawk, all of my worries will go away. But honestly, the fact that I got it that early with Sabo is also just like amazing. Even if I don't get lucky with getting ruler and have to go to pity for all these units, I'm pretty sure the admin abuse should give me more than enough rerolls to get pity on all the units, because last time the admin abuse was absolutely insane. Like I think the rewards tallied up to like 700 rerolls or something. I slept through it because for my time it was like 4 in the morning, which is just ridiculous. I didn't even know it was happening until I woke up the next morning and I saw everybody like posting in the Discord and stuff about what they got, and I was like, dang it, man. So hopefully this admin abuse is also like fairly solid. No way they give out an additional 700 rerolls, so I assume it's going to be a little bit weaker than the last one, but my expectation is hopefully like 300 rerolls. I think that'd be pretty fair. The admin event is starting in 4 minutes. That's perfect timing. And we're about to hit pity on ruler. There it is. Nice. I also think the raid shop reset, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and take a look at that because I farmed a ton of currency. The in-game macro on this game is so amazing, bro. I wish every game would just add that. Like, it's so helpful, man. The fact that it just like never messes up, oh, it's amazing. It's so good. And there we go. The admin abuse should be starting any minute now. This is the blessing for Sabo, by the way. This is pretty sick. I really like the effect that like the pink flame as well. Looks really cool. And then Mihawk's blessing, pretty cool. It gives you his mustache, dude. That's pretty sick. Oh, nice. There's also an event. I didn't even look at this, dude. You can get so many rerolls. Oh, we're good. I'll totally have enough rerolls to get a ruler on all these units. Let's go. The admin event has officially started. Bro, they are dragging this out, man. Is everyone ready? I've been ready for the past 20 minutes, dude. Oh, yeah, and apparently the next update is going to be a Dragon Ball Super themed one. That's fire. Nice. Okay, so I got 100 trait rerolls. That's pretty good. Ooh, 50 stat rerolls. That's really good. Hopefully they give us some stat locks as well, man. That'd be nice. Hey, nice. 25 stat locks. You asked and you shall receive. Those to me are honestly more valuable than trait rerolls. I know. That's a hot take, bro, but they are so rare. It's ridiculous. Ooh, nice. They're going to give us some universal gems. That's going to be super good. Hopefully the next update is going to add a new universal banner, so that way I have a use for those gems other than getting Zoro's shiny, which I definitely do want to have in the future. Oh, nice. Super luck potions, dude, and ultra luck potions. Those are actually fire. There's no way to get those other than I believe doing the cell trial gets you one single potion, and I think there are other ways, but those are super rare regardless. 125,000 universal gems. That's pretty good. More rerolls. That's always solid. Oh, nice. Some capsules as well. 75 winter capsules. Those were really good for giving gems. They gave me +1 gold. Yeah, nice. Thank you, man. 1 mystical blindfold. Wait a minute. These are for the Christmas units. That's cool. I didn't even know they could give that out. They can give players like specific Evo items? Huh. Oh, nice. I just pulled a shiny Mihawk. I was just summoning because I need to get units to feed into the other units for this video. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to etherealize both these units. Oh, speaking of joining guilds, by the way, fellas, I kind of want to make my own guild. I just have no idea what to name it. So drop some suggestions in the comments below, man, because I can't come up with anything. Oh, nice. They gave us some virtual tokens as well, dude. That's so good because you will not catch me playing that mode, man. Okay, nice. I think they're done. That was a pretty good admin event. Oh, wait, never mind. I think they're still going. I got so many rerolls from that, bro. That was like 500 rerolls. That's amazing, bro. W event, man. All right, back to the main point of the video. We have the Admiral Defense event here. Face off against 3 powerful admirals across separate lanes in a brutal team-wide damage check. Hold the choke points and eliminate every boss before the shared 5-minute timer runs out or face total defeat. The battle is far from over. After the first assault, prepare for a deadly final phase against an unstoppable flagship boss. This enemy cannot be killed. Your only hope is to chain together stuns, slows, knockbacks, crowd control. Keep it away from the base for 1 full minute. Coordinate, defend, survive. The fate of the base depends on your squad. This sounds really interesting, actually. Let's go ahead, load in here, and check out this new stage. Okay, so we have 240 seconds to beat all 3 of these bosses, like the description said. I actually think Gojo is going to be just phenomenal for this event. Well, I think I'm already about to lose, bro. I can already tell, man. This is going to be one of these events, dude. Oh, boy. Okay, hold on, though. It might not be that bad if I place Frieren kind of in the middle lane here, get her to her final upgrade, and then do DPS. She should be able to hit all 3 of these bosses, as well as the flying enemies. We should be good. I don't think I'm getting the clear here, man. Like, the real most difficult part is going to be dealing enough damage here at the end. Like, this is going to be so difficult, man. No, we're not going to be able to get the clear here. Oh, man. Is this not one of the craziest stages in the history of anime tower defense games, bro? Like, what is this? 3 lane, 3 bosses. I mean, Frieren is going to be a must-have for this. Like, you need to have Frieren. Maybe I upgrade Luffy last? Because really, he's not that much of a damage unit. Like, don't get me wrong, he does a ton of damage, but I think his utility is really the thing that carries Luffy. I think we are doing better, though. Like, this may be a clear. I don't know, man. It's going to be close. Okay, so we beat one of the bosses, but I just don't think we're going to be able to kill the other 2. This is just going to be another one of those events where you just have to do this with multiple people, I think. Like, I don't see how you can do this as a solo player. I really wish they would consider balancing stuff around solo players. Like, don't get me wrong, you can always increase the difficulty with multiple people, but I feel like that's like the largest issue with this game, to be honest, is it feels like all of these updates, they have to just be balanced around having multiple people. It just makes the whole experience super frustrating, bro. Maybe somebody will find a method to do this solo. I'm gonna go quickly find a group so we can get some clears of this stage done. And yeah, like the really like frustrating part to me is the fact that notice how the HP for the bosses don't change if you have 4 people. What this means is this is about to be the easiest clear of all time because I was already getting close to clearing this just by myself, right? So adding 3 more players with these people who I'm queuing with don't even need to have like any ruler units at all, bro. As long as they have like a couple, like they could just have Ace with the unique equip and that'd be more than enough. Look at this, man. We are annihilating the bosses. All I'm saying is they should 100% add scaling difficulty. Make doing the stages solo like just a little bit easier so you know they're actually like possible. Even though I'm sure there's a way to beat the stage solo. It's just going to require you to have like a super specific team, which just sucks, man. The good news is since it doesn't scale with having multiple people, this is going to be the easiest grind ever if you have 4 players. But we go ahead, get the clear here. I get no drops. I think I'm going to go ahead, get the second clear here, and hopefully Roger drops. If he doesn't, which he doesn't, unfortunately, that's all right. I'm going to go ahead, run this stage a couple more times, and I will be back once I have Roger and his Evo material. Okay, man. So I went ahead, got a copy of Roger as well as his Evo item, which you guys can see here. I've got everything for him. Real quick, though, let's get better stats on him. And I was editing the last clip, right, while I was just clearing the stage over and over again. And fellas, I don't know what I was on about with Luffy, man. I was unfamiliar with his top path, his gear 4 form. That's the damage form. It's ridiculous how much damage he does in that form. I was only familiar with the gear 5 form because, I mean, honestly, that form is also super good. It's just more utility wise compared to the gear 4 form where he's just hammering out damage. It's ridiculous. That unit is unbelievable. So I had to correct myself real quick. Luffy, damage wise, is ridiculous. Oh, nice. And we got double S range. This is so good because we come over here to stat transfer. I was saving these for the secret unit. So let's see. Yeah, over here with Mochi Pirate, he's got triple S cooldown. That is so fire. Let's go, man. Transfer that. And now let's go ahead, evolve this unit. And now we have access to Roger. Now, real quick, before I roll a trade on him, I want to get the last unit of the update. We come over here to trials. For whatever reason, it auto-claimed the last quest I completed. If you can't read it, it says complete Admiral Defense game mode 25 times. I went ahead, did that already. And now I have to find the Pirate King Straw Hat in Admiral Defense. units. So let's go ahead, load in there, and somehow manage to find this hat, dude. I have no idea where it's at. Let's see, man. If I was a hat, where would I be? It's gotta be at like one of the top of these mountains, bro. Luckily, I don't think I have to get to the next stage. At least I hope not. Or sorry, not the next stage, but like the part where you have to stall Garp. I don't think it's in that like area. At least I hope not. Okay, I've searched the entirety of the perimeter. There's no way that the hat is on any of the mountains. I thought I maybe found it right here, bro. The classic behind the waterfall trick. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy. Unless, maybe behind this one? Dude, where is this hat at, man? It is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so I just watched a video on how to find the hat, and apparently it has multiple spawn locations. And apparently the best strat is to just vote restart and run over to this rock, and sometimes it can spawn. So this is awesome. Okay, I've done like 20 restarts, and this hat hasn't spawned in, man. What's going on with this? Well, I don't understand the point of having a quest step like this, man. This doesn't serve a purpose other than just to annoy the player. Ooh, hold on. I got a really fast restart method. If I aim the camera kind of out the floor, I can get some fast refreshes here. It feels like I'm shiny hunting right now, man. Like I'm just soft resetting. Like, let me double check that this hat's supposed to spawn on top of this rock, bro, because this is like reset like 60. There's just no way. Oh my gosh. I just realized I've been looking at the wrong rock. Yo, I was gonna say, man. Okay, so apparently it's not this rock right here that I'm standing on. It's the one to the left of it. And the hat is so small, bro. Like, it is like, how is anybody supposed to see that, man? Dude, look at this hat, man. How is anybody supposed to see this, bro? Simply ridiculous. What a silly quest step. By the way, shout out to AB Plays, man. I'll put his link at the top of the description. Without his video, my video wouldn't be out until next year. I would have been searching for that hat for eons, bro. Would have never found it. But now it's time to go ahead, claim this. We now have Garp as well as his Evo item. I believe we can just straight up evolve him. Yes, we can. But first, of course, we got to roll stats on him. Unfortunately, I am out of stat cubes, so we're just gonna have to deal with the F stat in the range. However, I do have an extra copy of Mochi Pirate that's also triple S, just like the other one. I don't know how that's possible, but hey, man, I am not complaining. Let's go ahead, transfer this, and now we are going to fully evolve Garp. And that's the end of the update, and that's all of the units, which is nice, man. I like that they do these like little mini updates, especially considering that the ones like we got last week are just like super packed full of content. Let's go ahead, get ruler on Roger here. About halfway to pity here, and it's not looking too great, man. Oh, nice. We actually did get ruler before pity. Now it's your turn, Garp. Whenever I was clearing the stage for Roger, I ran into a couple people using this unit, and he has this like crazy looking active ability, dude. I can't wait to see what Garp does. He seemed insane. And we're about to hit pity. There we go. Now it's time to go ahead and get both of these units 6 stars. I should have more than enough secret shards, honestly, to last me the next couple updates. There we go. Now we're gonna fuse a couple mythic units into Roger here. And of course, all of my builds recently have just been pure damage, so that's what I'm gonna rock with. I feel like it's consistently the best build. Now let's go ahead, equip all of these units. Dude, Shiny Mihawk looks so crazy. This has to be like game original, right? There is no way he turns into this like later in the manga or the anime. I don't believe it. Oh, they actually changed the blessing with Shiny Mihawk. That's sick, dude. Also, here's the Garp blessing. Pretty sick. The aura itself actually seems pretty cool to me. Although I kind of wish it didn't give you the jacket. It might need to fix that because I don't think it should. Shouldn't the jacket be a part of like the model part? I guess not. I don't know. And then we have Roger's blessing here. And I'm not in the One Piece fandom, right? Like I said in past videos, I've only watched like the Crocodile versus Luffy fight. Is it a controversial opinion that Roger is the best dressed character in One Piece? Look at this fit, dude. He's dripped out. And I'm going to give every single one of these units the Warlord top and the Warlord skirt. These are the best equipment in the game, I'd say, like for most characters. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to put stats into the other units. Pure damage, like always. All right, cool. Now we can go ahead, load into an infinite, and I can see exactly what these units are doing. So off rip, one thing I noticed about Roger is the fact that he is 0 yen to place. That's already insane. Unfortunately, yen isn't like a crazy thing. Like I find myself not really worrying about upgrade cost in this game, so placement cost isn't that big of a deal either. Anyways, let's go ahead, read what Roger is doing. This unit has a fixed crit rate of 25% that cannot be increased. After this unit is sold and placed again, he gains 20% crit damage with a cap of 100%. This passive does not work if the unit is sold by the owner. This unit has a placement cost of 0 and retains all upgrades after being sold. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That seems pretty good. On placement, gain gain stun immunity for 5 seconds, follow up with attack 3, apply radiation for 50% damage over 15 ticks, and then gain 100% damage. On attack, he loses 20% damage, and then on max upgrade, he loses 10% damage. When the buff reaches 0% damage, use the active ability to sell this unit. If this unit is not sold using the active ability, the upgrades will be reset. When this unit is sold with this passive, auto-place the first piece tag unit at this unit's position. The auto-place unit gains 25% damage, and the auto-place has a cooldown of 15 seconds. If there are no available one-piece units, this unit gains a free upgrade next placement. When this unit is stunned, he ignores the stun, gives himself 65% damage. He then follows up with attack 2, and this has a cooldown of 10 seconds. On attack, enemies drop 15% more yen if they die within Roger's range. When both Quake Warlord and Pirate King are fully upgraded and within each other's range, release a synchro attack dealing 600% of the average damage between these two units to all enemies on the map. Okay, couple things. This unit is weird, dude. This is a weird unit. Fully upgraded, he's full AoE, dealing 59,000 damage with an about 8-second SBA, I'm gonna round up there, and a 50.6 range. Now what's weird is I can activate this ability, right? Now Garp will be in Roger's place. I replace Roger, and I need to wait for the damage buff to reach 0. So before I place this unit, I honestly thought he was going to be like a macro demon. I don't think that's the case. I don't even think you can get any value at all out of this guy if you're macroing with him, to be honest. It may be a little bit, but there are just better options. Is there a way for me to see what percentage I'm at as far as the damage lowering? So I need to wait for the damage buff to reach 0%. How long does it take? And I wonder if this passive right here, the auto-placed unit thing, it doesn't have a cap, I don't think. So let me activate this ability. Garp spawns back in. Dude, this is such a strange unit. I can't tell if I like this design or despise it, because once he has his damage all the way down, it looked like he settled at about 50,000, which isn't great by any means. He's going to be getting out DPS by pretty much every other top tier meta secret unit, but I don't think he's really a damage unit. And I don't think you'd even want to fully upgrade him, right? In my opinion, you just want to like try to drop his damage as quick as possible so that way you can use the active ability. Okay, so I can confirm it's a one-time 25%. It does not stack. Garp doesn't have any higher damage. It just looks like he does because I placed down Roger next to him, and I think he naturally gives Garp a damage buff. Maybe it's the equips. I'm not sure, but he did have 5,000 damage, which is what he had before, so I don't think it stacks. Yeah, after rereading over this dude's passive, I just don't think he's that crazy. Don't get me wrong, the like extra crit damage is super nice. That's gonna help out like the damage dropping, but he just, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to be so like locked in, constantly using this ability every time you have the chance. Just keep on spamming the ability, replace, use the ability, replace, just keep on doing that over and over and over again. Yeah, I just simply don't like this unit design. His damage is okay, and he's got a lot of like, I guess you would call it utility, but it's almost too much. Like, you're gonna be constantly having to micromanage this unit alone. Yeah, I don't like it. All right, let's see what Garp is doing. On placement, he gains 15% critical rate. On attack, deal 1.3 times damage to armored and hyper armored enemies. That's very good. On a critical hit, he increases his own critical damage by 20% and then applies a 20% slow for 4 seconds. Okay, let me go ahead and fully upgrade him here. Fully upgraded, he's doing 103,000 damage, 10.8 second SPA, 52 range. Pretty solid. For every Warlord tag in range, he grants himself 35% damage. That's why he was getting that 35%. That makes sense. If Roger is in his range, he stuns a Roger for 10 seconds. Otherwise, stun a random Warlord tag unit for 5 seconds. When a boss is in range, stops attempting to stun units in range. Okay, that's really good. And then he gets 100% critical rate. If Roger is in range, synchronize Pirate King's attack with this unit's SBA. I'm kind of confused. I feel like you'd want to attack as much as possible with Roger. You want to have that active ability up constantly. You want to be spamming it. So if you get Garp's SBA, you're going to be attacking slower. That means you're going to be using it less. Like the active ability. Maybe I'm just like misunderstanding how Roger works. I don't know, man. I feel like you would want to use that ability literally constantly. Even though it's minusing his damage, I feel like the trade-off is almost worth it. When Garp gets stunned, he gains 12.5% damage with a cap of 50%, and then it gains stun immunity for 15 seconds. When damage cap is reached, stun immunity becomes permanent. Oh wow, okay. They're giving stun immunity to a lot of units, man. I feel like there's going to be a stunning stage in one of these next upcoming updates. I'm not going to lie. I've noticed a lot of passives have stun immunity nowadays. Every attack, there's a 5% chance for this unit to stun itself for 10 seconds. If this unit doesn't stun itself, chance to stun itself increases by 5%. Oh, well, that's why he has stun immunity. That makes sense. So he's a late game demon. Early game, that stun is gonna like really affect this unit's performance, but late game, it's not gonna be an issue because he's gonna have stun immunity. Interesting. I like Garp way more than Roger. Just pointing that out there. Garp is actually really good. At what point does he become hybrid? Ooh, really late. 4 upgrades in. Okay. We also have the synchro attack, which I'll go ahead and activate here. I think it just auto activates. Let me make sure I actually have animations on. Okay, let's see this synchro attack. Is it just going to auto activate, or is it going to be like a maybe it just doesn't have an animation? That's pretty lame, because I feel like it would have activated, right? Both of these units are fully upgraded and within each other's range. That's the only activation requirement, right? Yeah, I guess it just doesn't have an animation. Well, that's a super strong attack depending on who it actually like activates from. I assume it's Roger because it's in Roger's passive, but I mean still, even at his weakest, which is 59,000, or I guess 40. Why is the damage number jumping so high and low? That's weird. I guess his lowest is 43,000. I saw it go that low for a second there. It's still 600%. Is it map wide? Yeah, all enemies on the map. That's a really good nuke. Oh wait, it says of the average damage. Okay, dude, that's a great nuke. Also, I'm not sure why the game is like lagging like this. That's not the recording. That's happening on my end too. I don't know, man. This update messed the game up, man. Hopefully they fix that before the next update. Anyways, it's Mihawk time. Now, both Mihawk and Sabo have the benefit of being hill units, meaning they're hybrid on placement, essentially. Fully upgraded, Mihawk is doing 53,000 damage with a 6.96 SPA and a 63.5 range. Let's go ahead, read what this passive is. On attack, deal 7.5% more damage per enemy hit. This buff caps at 15% enemies hit. When attacking more than one armored enemy, deal 1.65 times damage to armored and hyper armored enemies. I love that. Both Garp and Mihawk have ways to counter armored and hyper armored enemies. Very nice. Every 100 takedowns unlock either armament hockey or observation hockey. Armament hockey grants you 35% damage with 50% critical damage, or it activates observation hockey, which does when no enemies are in range, switch to stance 1. 500% range and a 50% SPA. I mean, this unit's going to be able to hit the entire map. His base range is already like huge. So 500% extra, yeah, he's going to be hitting map wide easily. Nope. Every one stud further the enemy is from this unit, he deals an additional 1% damage per stud. Attacks during observation hockey do not count towards sword stances. Here's the sword stance passive. This unit has 3 sword stances and starts with stance 1 on placement. Every other attack, switch to the next stance and then instantly release a follow-up attack. When reaching stance 2, he gets 60% damage, 20% critical rate. When reaching stance 3, he gets 5% critical rate, 25% critical damage. These buffs stack up to 4 times. Oh wow. So what you're going to want to do to get like the most value out of this guy is place him as far away as possible. Probably like right here, for example. It's probably a pretty good spot. Upgrade him all the way. And shouldn't he... Wait, maybe I gotta like... Let's try over here. Because shouldn't he switch to stance 1 since there's no enemies in his range? Oh, that's only 5 observation hockey. Okay, that's why. I kind of wish they had something on the HUD that would let you know what form, or rather like what passive is active at one time. That'd be like super nice. I know that's probably like just not ever gonna happen because it'd be so much work, but man, would that be nice. Wait, so his range jumped up to 90. Am I overrating how much 500% is? Yeah. I thought he'd easily be able to cover the whole map, but maybe I just got my percentages wrong or something, because I'm pretty sure it's active, which don't get me wrong, the range is fairly good, but I was expecting way more. But for a banner unit, he seems very good, and he's super easy to evolve. That's also what I like to keep in mind whenever I review these units, how easy the obtainment method is, and Mihawk has one of the easiest evolution requirements in the entire game, and he's super easy to actually get. All you have to do is summon on the banner, then craft his evo item. As long as you have the materials for that, you can get him. So considering all that, it's pretty good. Finally, the last unit of the update, Sabo. What do we got, man? Active ability unlocked on this unit's final upgrade. Place down a flame wall on the path. It's cut off, but it says something with range. If an enemy has burn applied, deal 65% damage. Otherwise, deal 100% damage and has a cooldown of 45 seconds. For every passed wave, he increases damage over time, damage by 10% with a cap of 100%. When a boss is spawned, he gains an additional 25% damage over time, and when a boss enters Sabo's range, he gains an additional 20%. Oh wait, he doesn't gain the additional 20%, it's all the allies in range. Okay, I like that. Little bit of support. Okay. When hitting an armored or hyper armored enemy, mark the enemy. If the enemy has lost its armor, apply burn for 10% damage over 3 ticks. When hitting a marked enemy, deal 1.75% or times rather damage, and then remove the mark from the enemy. Okay, so to me, this unit seems really good, man. I really like Ace in this game, and he seems like, maybe it's too early to say this, just like a better version of Ace. Let's use the burn to a crisp active ability here. Even though it doesn't show up on the track, there should be a flame wall there. And he's pretty cheap to upgrade. Dude, Sabo's really good. I like this unit. Now, I've got one more thing to showcase. Don't worry, I did not forget. Sabo has a synchro gauge with Ace, which is amazing. That is so good, because I feel like Sabo's entire kit is kind of there to complement Ace's as far as like the damage over time support and everything. Also, Sabo seems like he's way more not damage focused, armor focused. Like his main job is to break the shields off enemies, and that's where Ace really struggled in. Also, I don't have Ace's like crazy good relic. All I have is the Madara armor, which increases his damage over time damage. So you'll be able to make this combo even better if you like fully lock in, get Ace's like specific character relic. Also, you got to remember that Zoro also exists. You can run him in the leader slot. He gives all One Piece units like a flat, what is it, 20% damage, 30% damage, something like that. He gives One Piece units a specific buff. But we have the option to synchro drive here. Let's go ahead, use the synchro drive. It seems like Sabo is like the main anchor, so he's going to be getting Sabo's stats. So maybe the Ace specific item isn't that worth it to get then. I'm not sure. It's up to y'all. But look at this damage, man. 148,000 damage with a 6.7 or SBA and a 55.1 range. What are the passives? On attack, apply burn for 150% damage over 9 ticks. Burn from this unit can crit? Oh, when a boss spawns, Sabo gets an extra 15% damage, minus 10% SBA, and a 5% range. When inflicting burn to a boss, the burn will last 2 ticks longer. When enemies with burn die, apply critical burn to nearby enemies. When attacking an enemy with burn, reset the duration of burn. What is this unit, dude? Hey, I'm not gonna lie, the One Piece team is the best team in the game. I don't think it's particularly close. You run Zoro at leader, you run either Luffy or Garp, both are good options. You run Ace, and then you run Sabo. I mean, GG, right? Like, I mean, you could even run like Zoro, Ace, and Sabo, and then Idol at the at your 4th slot. Wow, they really wanted to make this synchro gauge good, man. I'm glad. I'm not gonna lie, the synchro gauges we've had in the past were really not worth it in my opinion, not worth running the 2 slots. But this, I mean, and what's crazy is, I know I just said how like money doesn't really mean a whole lot in this game. It kind of does with synchro gauge units. You need to fully max out 2 units. Ace gets a little bit pricey, but Sabo is pretty cheap, man. Like they really want people to go ahead and use this synchro gauge. Hey man, it's super good. This is a great synchro gauge that does unlimited burn, unlimited damage over time, right? If I'm reading this correctly, right? When attacking an enemy with burn, reset the duration of burn. Yeah, I mean, that to me sounds like it's unlimited damage over time. And what's even crazier is both of these units are flame element. So once they eventually get around to dropping the unrivaled fire unit, whoever it may be, whether it be like Rengoku would be a cool choice, or Escanor, or, you know, one of those hype anime tower defense characters that will always the highest rarity tier unit. Whenever they drop the unrivaled flame unit, both of these units are going to get that leader buff because they're both fire. As far as all these units go, get Sabo, get Ace, even though he's not even in this update, get Mihawk, and I guess get Garp. I mean, do I even recommend Garp? After seeing what this team does, there's no room for Garp. You run Zoro, you run Luffy, and then you run Ace and Sabo. So yeah, honestly, I would skip getting Garp and Roger. I don't think Roger is that good, to be perfectly honest with you. Wasting the character slot on him whenever you could run Zoro, who basically kind of does his job without even having to go through all the effort. Like Zoro just kind of gives the buffs to One Piece units anyway. But yeah, skip Roger and skip Garp. They do not have a spot on the team. The brand new Universal Tower Defense update is here, and it's based on Dragon Ball. Pretty cool. Dude, look at this roster of units, man. They chose just a phenomenal roster. Goku Black, Vegito Blue. Well, not just Vegito Blue. You got Super Vegito as well as like just base Vegito. Goku, Vegeta, Janemba, Trunks. I don't know who these 2 characters at the bottom are. Y'all are gonna have to let me know. I assume they're just like in the battle pass. And then probably my favorite Dragon Ball character of all time, Gogeta. All right, enough time wasting, man. Let's get into the content. So they've actually updated how the banner looks, dude. This looks so much better. And we have a Universal Festival Part 2 banner here. I assume this was going to be the case because so many people had like just stockpiles of the Part 1 currency, but I still saved mine just in case. Wait, hang on a second. I can convert my Part 1 currency. Can I convert it all or just 100K? Yeah, just 100K. This is a daily conversion thing. Still kind of cool. That's awesome that they gave the option. We also have a brand new battle pass menu here. It's kind of cool that they're like retroactively going back and updating like the battle pass screen and the summon screen, because in my opinion, both of those screens looked kind of out of place because everything else on the HUD was like actively getting updated. So it's kind of cool to finally see that fully being changed and updated. Let me go ahead and quickly put in some codes. Okay, all codes have been put in. How much much universal currency do I have? 340k. Let me quickly pop both of these potions here and get to summoning. Hopefully we can get Gogeta here. I mean, that would just be amazing. I'm not even getting like mythic units. Oh no. Last multi here. I don't get anything, but that's all right. So we have a new game mode, Otherworld Hell. Play the new game mode where you have to find and defeat the real boss to unlock the demon unit. Where can I load into that event at, man? Oh, it's where Madara used to be. Interesting. We can also get Janemba's Evo item here as well. So I assume he drops, or he is the demon that drops, obviously. And we get 10k currency for clearing the stage. So let's go ahead, load in here, and hopefully get Janemba to drop reasonably quick. Okay, here we are in the stage, and it looks pretty fire, man. And if I'm remembering what the stage said on the update log, like the info on the stage, there are going to be fake duplicate bosses or something like that. But Luffy is fully upgraded here, so hopefully... Ooh, I was about to say hopefully the bosses don't spawn around the map, but they do. One of the 3 bosses, the real one, defeating the wrong boss will lead to one of your units being deleted. Oh, Lord. On the bright side, I don't think there's a time limit, so like, even if one of my units do get deleted, I could just replace them and take as much time as I need, because no enemies are spawning in either. Like, yeah, sure, the clears would take like 10-15 minutes to clear, which is ridiculous, but at least I'd be getting guaranteed wins. I wonder if I'd be able to place Luffy like right here, because then I think you'd be able to hit this Janemba as well as the other one over here. Let's see, is this the right one? It isn't. All right, let's defeat this one then, man. Is there no way to tell which Janemba is real and which one's a fake? Because this is really not a good gameplay mechanic if you can't tell. It's just RNG, man. I just gotta like sell my units, place them in hope, and if it's wrong, I lose? That's so frustrating. Only one of the 3 bosses is the right one. Can I tell who it is what the top right just said. Is there a way to tell? Are they like different elements? Okay, hold on. This one doesn't have the boss symbol above its head. We come over here. This one has like the demon symbol, and we come over here to this one. This one also has a demon symbol. They're all 3 the same element. I think they all are the exact same model, right? Like, I don't see a difference. The only difference is this Janemba doesn't have the boss symbol above his head, so hopefully that's the giveaway. Wait, no, the boss symbol's popping up. It's just because we're doing damage. Oh, man. Okay, apparently that was the right one. I don't know, bro. I don't know how you're supposed to tell. Okay, so this one has the demon logo. This one also has a demon logo, and this one does too. How are you supposed to tell, man? Like, surely there is a way to tell, because otherwise this stage just sucks. Okay, nice. I guessed right again. Like, is that all this stage is? It's just guessing correctly? Surely not. There has to be like an insanely subtle difference between these 3 bosses. There's no way. Okay, I just found this on the Discord. There is an insanely subtle difference. Thank goodness, man. It's gonna be this Janemba right here, because this Janemba has the lighter color as well as the tail. If we come over here, this Janemba doesn't have a tail. How did I not notice this? And then this Janemba over here is a little bit shadowed out. Like, looks like the saturation has been turned down a lot on him. I thought this was just a lighting bug. I didn't think this was actually like a giveaway, if it's real or not. Interesting though. Thank goodness, man. I really thought they just had me guessing. 1 out of 3. Also, I forgot to upgrade my farms on this run, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reset because I don't have the damage to clear this before the next year. It would honestly be faster for me just to restart, upgrade my farms, and clear Janemba that way. The good news is that this stage is only 10 waves, and all you really need to get from this stage is the Fragment 4 as well as Janemba himself, so it's not like you're gonna have to be doing this stage a lot, unless this is the only way to get the Universal Gems Part 2, but I highly doubt that. There's no way, because they added the Part 1 gems to literally every game mode. Okay, nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get our 3rd clear here, and we actually get the Unrivaled Fragment from this. Nice. Let me actually go back to the lobby since I got the Unrivaled Fragment. Okay, so now that I've completed the Janemba event, what else have they added? So we have a new story stage as well as a new legend stage. Cool. So I can assume one of the Unrivaled Fragments is in the legend stage. That always is whenever there's an Unrivaled tier unit. I also saw something about a Ultra Boss. So the Unrivaled Fragment isn't in here, but the Jacket of Fusion is. I can assume this is for Gogeta. Who else would it be for? And then they actually added a new raid as well. So assuming that we can get a Unrivaled Fragment from the Janemba event, the legend stage, the Portals Ultra Boss thing, and the raids, that should be all 4 fragments, unless they added like 5 fragments, which I hope they didn't. I think I should just quickly get the really boring stages out of the way and just complete all of story, which is super boring, but at least it's easy. We are outside Capsule Corp, and just as I expected, this stage is super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead, clear all of these story stages, and I will be back once I've got access to the legend stages rather. Okay, now we have access to the legend stages here. Let's go ahead, load in to Act 1. 1000% difficulty. Hopefully we can get this key to drop, but if we don't, it's not a big deal. If you would have told me Bojack would make an appearance in this update, I would have called you crazy. But there he is, man. And I am not excited to see this hyper boss stage. Those, in my opinion, are consistently the worst stages in Universal Tower Defense. We get the key to drop. That's great. We got to continue going, though. The Perfect Cell portal stage was one of my least favorite stages in the entire history of Universal Tower Defense. It was so frustrating, bro. They released that stage in a time where like no units had crazy big range either, so it wasn't even like you could bring somebody that you could place and leave. Every single one of those clears, at least at tier 3 and 4, you had to manually move each and every single one of your units. I think except for Ace. I think Ace was able to actually hit the final big cell boss. But that's only one unit. You needed all of your units and a extremely specific team in order to get like consistent clears. It was really bad. And the fact that I don't even think Perfect Cell had, or I guess it was Imperfect Cell, had a pity. If I'm remembering correctly, he might. But I remember, man, I had to manually grind like 10 hours straight. That was not fun. The Naruto portal boss wasn't that bad. It was just too difficult. So I had to like find a group to get clears reasonably quick, especially at tier 4. But we go ahead, get the clear here. Once again, now we got to do the final stage, which has a chance at dropping the Unrivaled Fragment as well as Trunks and his Evo item. Janemba spawns in here. Hopefully I can just quickly get the Unrivaled Fragment. I think for Zoro, I had to go to Pity or something. It was a whole ordeal. 4% drop chance, by the way. I think it was the same for Zoro as well. I swear, man, the odds on these drops are just lies. But we get the Sword of Hope, so that's cool. That's Trunks' Evo item. I think I'm just gonna AFK this stage just to get the like story legend stages out of the way. So I'll be back once I have the Unrivaled Fragment 3. So I think I have the Unrivaled Fragment now. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Now it's time to get started on the Merciless God Key portal here. Oh, let's go. We have a little bit of a cinematic here. Oh, look, bro, it's the Masu and Goku Black. This is pretty sick. Look at the stage. Merciless God is attacking, a unit is stunned. Okay, so Goku Black will stun your units. Is this an infinite? I'm noticing the wave cap doesn't show when this stage is gonna end. We've got Trunks here. It's kind of interesting. It's like a hybrid between his Dragon Ball Super counterpart, but he's also wearing like his GT's counterpart clothes. And then we have Vegito Blue over here. It's so cool, man. He looks so cool. Okay, so the boss spawns in here. Zamasu is unkillable, but I assume he'll die once Goku Black dies. We got him down to half HP and he's transforming. Oh, that's so cool, man. That is sick, dude. Look at this animation. And now the actual like boss mode of Goku Black is here. I've got to pay Vegito to stop the attack. I don't have the money, bro. It's over. Oh, never mind. Okay, you know what? If that's the only... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, if that was the only mechanic, I thought I was about ready to get the clear. So I just got to keep on paying Vegito. Is it going to allow me to get the clear here now, or is he just going to jump back up to like 100 million HP? Like, what are we doing? Okay, no. We get the clear. Wait, no, we don't. They're fusing again? Or not again, but they're fusing? This is insane. Dude, this is a long timer. 735 seconds? Is it going to go into Corrupted Zamasu too? Like, are we just playing through the entire Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks arc, or what are we doing here, man? Oh my gosh, he gets another health bar. Bro, they're dragging it. I'm not going to lie. The good thing about this portal is the fact that typically the time constraint is the issue in these ultra boss modes. Wait, activate the button to call the multiverse creator. Oh boy. Zeno, erase the timeline, Zeno. One of the worst endings of any arc ever. But we get the clear. A 10-minute clear is brutal though, man. Oh my gosh. And that's only a tier 1 portal. So I think Roger is definitely like a must-have unit for this stage, just because money is such a valuable thing and he'll save you a ton of money, especially early on. It gives you a chance to kind of upgrade Bulma and Speedwagon as fast as possible. I really got to prioritize just like saving as much money as I can, because if you let that attack go off, whether it be Fuse Zamasu or Goku Black, it takes away a stock. So you only have 3 chances to pay Vegito to hit the boss before you lose. But this isn't scaling as bad as I thought it would. I thought tier 1 would be like much easier than tier 2, and the scaling would just be insane, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Unless did I accidentally select tier 1, because this feels the exact same. Like, that's the exact same amount of health. Yeah, I think I accidentally selected a tier 1 portal again, man. Because in the bottom right, it says I have a chance of getting a tier 2 key. It would be a tier 3 if I hit the tier 2 key. Whoops. But at least we'll get the clear here. The ending of the stage is really cool. cool though. Oh wait, no, this is a new drop. That was tier 2. Dude, there's like no scaling on this stage. That felt the exact same as tier 1. There was no difference other than maybe the early game was a little bit more difficult, but other than that, well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and keep on clearing this stage until I eventually get the tier 3 portal to drop. Tier 3 portal key has dropped. Let's see if this cranks up the difficulty a little bit, because like I said, man, the difference between tier 1 and tier 2, the only difference is the beginning. And it seems like they're just like doubling the health every time. Tier 2 had enemies with 100k HP. Tier 3 has enemies with 200k HP. This is still manageable though. Okay, so the boss spawns in here, and I forgot to set Luffy to his 1 second SBA for a second there. That was almost terrible, because if I lose, I've got to go back to tier 2 portals. It's like super important that, especially like in the earlier stages, that I get these clears, because I'm not trying to go back to a tier 2 portal. I honestly thought these portals were going to scale way worse. I was overreacting on tier 1. It's just that the other portals did. Like the Naruto and Cell Games one was like ridiculous, especially the Cell Games one. The difference between Act 1 and Act 3 on those portals, it was yikes, man. But it seems like they balance these much better. And I like this like mechanic where you pay Vegito Blue to stun the boss so much more than any of the other like interactables on these Ultra Boss stages. Especially the Naruto one, man. That one is so dumb. You have to run across the entire map back and forth. So bad, man. This one, I can just chill here next to Vegito and hold E every once in a while. 40 million HP here. Hopefully this is the final health bar. I wasn't really paying attention, but even then I feel like I'll have so much left over time. All right, nice. Let's use the Zeno button and see what we get for clearing this stage. Key Aura. Okay, well, y'all know the deal. I will be back once I get the tier 4 portal to spawn, or to drop rather. Okay, I think I have gotten the tier 4 portal to drop here. I wanted to go back to lobby because I want to actually see the rewards. What do we get for clearing this? Nice. Okay, so there is an unrivaled fragment in the portal. We have an 8% chance of getting Vegito, 15% chance of getting his Evo item. Cool. Let's go ahead, load in here. Now it's lock-in time. So yeah, they just doubled the health of all of the beginner enemies. The only real difficult part about these portals is the beginning stages though. After I fully max out Luffy, it's super duper easy though. Oh my gosh, it's cooked, bro. For whatever reason, I thought I forgot last portal. Never mind, let's go. Barely saved it. But Luffy's SPA gets brought back up. Like you have to reactivate his custom SPA ability. That's so odd. 30 million HP on the second health bar here. I'm expecting the last health bar here to be around 50 million. Wow, the final health bar is 60 million actually. Okay, that's a little more than I thought it would be, but should be nothing to worry about. This should be the end of the stage here. Hopefully I didn't miscount. Yep, we're good. Let's call in Zeno and hopefully get some good stuff. Unfortunately, I don't get the unrivaled fragment. Also, 1.6 billion damage is a little crazy. Okay, so after about 2 hours of grinding, I got 2 of the unrivaled fragments. So let's go ahead, summon here. Hopefully I can get Gogeta right here. Please, man. Dude, where is Gogeta, man? And I don't get him. Unfortunate. Since I don't really have a use for these part 1 festival materials here, I really want to try and get a shiny Zoro. All right, this is taking way too long, man. I give up. Let's get back to getting Gogeta. The next thing we have to do is actually complete the raid. So let's go ahead, load in here. And we actually have a chance of getting the Vegito clothes as well. When units inflict damage over time, buff crit damage by 50% for 15 seconds. And it has a 7.5 second cooldown. Interesting. Could be good for some certain units. You know, I really feel like I owe Roger an apology, man. I made a short on this unit, for those who don't know, and I was just kind of like ridiculing this unit. In my defense, I made the short before he was like buffed or reworked, but in the state he's in now, he's like one of my favorite units in the game. Like he's so good on the One Piece team. But these raid stages are extremely easy. So honestly, I'm just gonna like make a quick cut right here. I will come back once I complete Act 5 of the raid. Hopefully I can get the unrivaled fragment fairly quick. So I ended up getting everything I need to go ahead and evolve Gogeta. The only thing missing is Gogeta himself, so hopefully I can get him right here, man. Please, dude. This unit can't be this rare, man. With luck potions active, bro. Oh my gosh. It's over. Oh well, I think I'm gonna just farm the Janemba event, even though I know it's not gonna be like the most optimal way to farm the universal gems. I still really want to get Janemba himself, so I think this is just gonna be the thing for me to farm. All right. I've got 351,000 currents here. Let me go ahead, pop another luck potion, even though I don't really think they do anything, to be honest with you. I think it's all just placebo. Please, Gogeta. It takes such a long time to farm up this currency, man. Oh my gosh, is that him? Tell me it is. There he is. Thank goodness. All right, I'm done summoning on this banner. Also, look who I got, man. Look who decided to show up. Something kind of cool as well is they just did an admin abuse event, and apparently they got up to like 240,000 players currently playing. That's insane, dude. I didn't even think there was that many people playing tower defense games, like across the entire Roblox platform. Oh wait, I thought they gave it a code. Apparently they didn't, but that's all right. Let's go ahead, get ruler on both of these units. I'm hoping Janemba's good, man. He's always been like my favorite like movie villain, probably. He's just so cool, man. The Lego like teleport thing he does, the sword, and all of like the fighting games like Budokai Tenkaichi always has like the coolest moves in my opinion. Unfortunately, he doesn't have like a personality or anything. He's basically just Kid Buu. That whole movie is so good, man. But we're about to hit pity, so there it is. All right, Gogeta's turn, man. And you want to talk about cool move sets in Dragon Ball fighting games? Gogeta consistently gets the most sauce out of the entire roster. Like, this dude shows up for like a minute and a half in the actual Fusion Reborn movie, and yet every single Dragon Ball fighting game gives him the craziest combos. And I'm not even talking about like the Dragon Ball Super counterpart. I'm strictly talking Super Gogeta. I can really get into like Blue Gogeta and how much sauce he has in Dragon Ball Super Broly, but I can talk about that all day, man. Oh, nice. We got ruler a little bit early. We were like 200 shy from pity. Fantastic. Let's go ahead, etherealize Gogeta. It's kind of cool. They added a way that you can skip the cutscene. It's in the settings here. Let me go ahead, buy the Hell's Sword here, and then get Gogeta's Evo item. Let's see. There we go. Almost forgot to roll stats on these units. All right. Triple S on Gogeta, triple S on Janemba. Now it is time to evolve these units. Never mind. I need to get key symbols. Oh my god, dude. Well, I have everything for Gogeta, so let's go ahead, evolve him. And there he is. And now we can evolve Gogeta to his final unrivaled state. Look at that art, man. Let's do it now. And there we go. There he is. Dude, his aura is so bright, man. It's blinding. I'm gonna give this unit full damage. I'm gonna give this unit the Warlord set. Yo, I'm just looking over these like earrings, these relic accessories. Look at the perks. If the unit can synchro clash / fuse in a non-synchro form, gain 50% damage. In synchro form, gain 25% range and 15% damage. And if it's a hero class unit, you get 10% damage, 20% damage over time damage. And then if it's fusion, you get 10% damage as well as 25% boss damage. Dude, this is the best accessory in the game for Gogeta and Vegito. That is insane, dude. All right, let's quickly read over what leader boost Gogeta has. For tag fusion characters, he gives an additional 50% damage and 50% crit damage. For tag super warrior, that's like Super Saiyan characters, he grants an additional 30% damage and minus 10% ability cooldown. And for element light characters, he grants 20% damage and 5% crit rate. I don't think this unit's that good as far as the leader skill. I should say. How many fusion characters are even in the game? Is it just Gogeta and Vegito? Yeah, it is. Depending on how good Vegito is, this could be pretty good. And the Super Warrior tag isn't that great either. Oh wait, I'm sorry. So Super Warrior is just Z Fighters. It's not Super Saiyans. Oh, because base form Vegito's here. Well, never mind then. Considering we're going to be getting a Beast Gohan update, or at least I think we are, sooner rather than later, the Dragon Ball team is going to be ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. In the light category is kind of stacked. I'm not mad at all about that, dude. Gojo's here, Frierin's here. Maybe some other Dragon Ball units in this update are a light element, whether it be like Vegito, or I know they have the new Vegeta and Goku as well. So I assume one of them is going to be light type as well. Wow, yeah, dude. This leader skill is pretty good. All right, but I do need to do one clear of this portal stage so that way I can get Janemba fully evolved. Let's go ahead, load in here, and see what Gogeta is doing in game. First passive, Punisher Ball. Does 200% damage in a circle AoE that always, I assume, does damage. It's cut off. And then it changes the enemy type to a normal enemy, and then it's cut off again. I assume if it has like hyper armor or something. On placement, this unit's damage will increase by half of the amount of crit rate all allied units in his range have. If all units in his range have a total of 150% crit rate, then he gives some sort of damage, I would imagine, or he increases his own damage. I don't know. I wish this wasn't cut off. Next up, we have while attacking. When this unit is attacking, it cannot be stunned. Hitting enemies will cleanse all allied towers in range. Oh, wow. So he gets rid of stun. I don't know what the cooldown is for this, but wow, that is powerful. That is super good. On placement, this unit will not be able to crit and will always do 1.1 times damage no matter what their element is. No type advantage or disadvantage. Okay. This is the unrivaled leader skill, so leave that alone. This unit will give any allied units doing follow-up attacks in his range 30% damage for 10 seconds. Oh, okay. So it's not the Punisher Ball isn't cut off right here. Let me make sure I actually win win here. Upgrade Luffy all the way. Does 200% damage in a circle AoE that always does 100% true damage. Changes the enemy type to a normal enemy if it has a modifier. This unit is going to be viable for such a long time, man. Like, he's not going to be doing like insane amounts of damage or like full AoE crit guaranteed attacks or anything like that, but he doesn't really need to. I say that, but he has like 184,000 damage as well. Like, he's not going to be doing no damage. He's just not going to be your primary damage unit. If you have somebody like Luffy or I'm assuming Vegito is going to be very good as far as damage goes. I mean, the fact that he can cleanse units from being stunned, is that not absolutely absurd? This makes him a must-run support unit. And the fact that his leader skill is actually like really, really good and will continue to get better because assuming we get the Beast Gohan update, this dude is like the perfect unrivaled unit to pair next to what I assume is going to be his like best friend Vegito. And hang on a second, when does this unit become hybrid? He's hybrid on placement. Oh yeah, they made him so good, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, now I need to get Vegito, I'm not gonna lie. So I get Vegito. You pair Vegito next to this guy, you put Frieren on the team, and then Gojo. Oh my gosh, dude. That team is gonna be absolutely demonic. But now we have enough key symbols to go ahead and evolve Janemba, so back to the lobby to go evolve him. Oh, and Janemba's a hill unit, dude. That is so good, man. And there he is. Here's the blessing. They really went with a green aura. I wish they would have just went with the aura, honestly, on the sword. That pink looks sick. And you get Janemba's tail. So that's something, I guess. And here's Gogeta's. You get his entire fit as well as the halo above your head. That's kind of cool. Does that come with the aura or is that the actual model? It's the model. And for Janemba here, I'm going to go ahead and give him the entire Warlord set. This is the build I'm going to go with. And let's go ahead, load into an infinite. All right, Janemba, what do you got, bro? First of all, this unit is a hill unit. So already off to a great start. Hill units are goated because they can hit flying enemies. Every 20 takedowns, summon a clone of this unit that stays on the field for 30 seconds. Clones will copy this unit's stats, deal 50% damage, and use attack 1. There can be up to 2 active clones at a time. While Demon Sword is active, Janemba gives himself 100% damage. Every attack applies bleed for 75% damage over 5 ticks, and then once a boss enters Janemba's range, release a full AoE follow-up for 70% damage, plus permanently apply a 20% slow. When no enemies are in Janemba's range, he gives himself 500% range with a cooldown of 12 seconds. Wow, okay. We're power creeping, man. We are power creeping. Holy. Active ability. Deal 300% damage in a large line AoE attack. Apply confusion for 4 seconds. This active ability has a cooldown of 300 seconds. We have an active ability here, Bunkai Teleport. Is that what his teleport's called? I never knew that. Select a position within this unit's range to teleport it to. This active ability has a cooldown of 30 seconds. That's so short. Dude. And he has... okay, man. Okay. We upgrade him here. His damage isn't that crazy. 49k with a 6.38 second SPA. Oh, I forgot a passive here. When a debuff is attempted on this unit, ignore the debuff and target the strongest enemy. Follow up with 150% damage attack, plus he gains 100% critical rate during the follow-up. Every 5th attack, follow up with 125% damage, plus apply bleed for 50% damage over 7 ticks. Then for every enemy within Janemba's range that have a damage over time, he gains 1% rage charge per enemy. At 100% rage, enter the Demon Sword state for 45 seconds. So if I teleport him away, right, like over here, ooh, I misclicked. We can see his clones in action here, man. Oh my gosh, dude. Since we teleported him away, shouldn't his range be like super high? I don't think it increased. But like I was saying, even though this unit doesn't have like the craziest damage, he has the clones to make up for it. He's got the Savage Skewer active ability to make up even more damage. Dude, both of these units are like best in the game caliber. Like Gogeta is the best support in the game. I don't even think that's contestable. The fact that he can cleanse Sun or any debuff. All in all, I'm really enjoying this update so far. Really good update. Get Gogeta, get Janemba. They are both 100% totally meta and at the very least top 5 units in the game, other than the other units that like released in this update. I don't know what they do yet, so they honestly might be even crazier, but we'll see. Okay, so now that I've gotten Gogeta, I've gotten Janemba, I want to start making progress to getting Vegito. And the good news is, look at who we have right here. I got a shiny Vegito when I was grinding to get the unrivaled evolution item for Gogeta. I got super lucky, and I also actually have like the Evo item for him as well. I didn't even realize that. Let me roll some better stats on this unit real quick. Okay, cool. We're gonna take this, then let me open up the stat transfer here and transfer the triple S SPA. And also let me etherealize this unit real quick. Okay, now we can go ahead and evolve Vegito, and there he is, the first evolution of Vegito. This is what the blessing looks like, at least with the shiny form. It's gonna look a little bit different if you just have the regular one. You won't have like the suit, but this is pretty fire. The aura is actually really cool. It almost reminds me of like Ultra Instinct. And to evolve Vegito to his next form, the only thing I'm missing here is the 2 fused warrior earrings, which I get from the ultra boss, and that's gonna take a minute. I'm gonna make a quick cut here in the video. For you guys, it'll be like 1 second. I'll be back once I have these earrings. Okay, That took way longer than I thought it would, but now we can go ahead, evolve Vegito, and there he is. Absolutely incredible. Now, while I'm at the evolution screen, there's a couple more units I want to go ahead and evolve. First of which is Future Trunks. And there he is. He's actually also in a suit in his shiny form. Looks pretty cool. Next up, I want to go ahead and evolve Goku into his Super Saiyan 3 counterpart. But real quick, I want to get better stats on him because I'm not going to lie. I'm not evolving a unit with E stats unless I absolutely have to. Oh my gosh, that's really good. First spin, I get double S and then an S in range. And there we go. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. His shiny form is sick, dude. What is this? Like the Dragon Ball Heroes fit? Xeno Goku or whatever. Pretty cool. I wish they would like add this fit into Xenoverse. Maybe in Xenoverse 3. Man, who knows? And then the final evolution I want to do for now is Vegeta. And there we go. Why are all of these characters in suits except for Goku, man? I don't even think Vegeta and Trunks have been shown on screen with a suit. At least Goku wears a suit in like the Android 13 movie. Okay, now I do kind of want to try my luck at getting Goku Black here. I'm unsure if I have enough to hit Pity. We're about 1/3 of the way there, but maybe I can get him early, like before Pity. Also, a shiny Gogeta would be so amazing, but I doubt it, man. I didn't get Unrivaled Zoro's shiny counterpart until I used 8 million currency, so don't think that's happening. I've also gotten spoiled on what Rosé's shiny counterpart looks like, dude. It's so sick, man. He's like the Super Saiyan 3 Rosé from Dragon Ball Heroes. He's got like the Time Breaker mask. Honestly, I associate that mask way more with Bardock than Rosé, but I guess they'd just be throwing that mask on anybody. Oh, nice, dude. That was way before Pity. Oh my gosh. Is he a shiny? Can you imagine? Doesn't look like it, but that's fine. I'm gonna use the last of this currency, dude. If I get a second one, I'm signing up for the lottery, man. Going to my nearest gas station, buying out all the lotto cards. Oh, I hit max unit capacity. All right, I'm done summoning. I got all these shinies, but no shiny Gogeta. Maybe I'm getting too greedy, man. I also want to evolve Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks to their final evolution here, but I need to get the key symbols. It's the one item I'm missing for all 3 of these units. So once again, I'm gonna make a quick cut right here, and I'll be back once I have, well, like 80 key symbols. This should be enough key symbols to go ahead and evolve all 3 of these units. First one up, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This dude is gonna have such a cool blessing. Next up, we have Majin Vegeta. This dude is also gonna have a sick blessing. Look at like the lightning. It's pretty sick. And then finally, we have Trunks, which I assume is gonna transform mid-game, because otherwise, why does he have Super Rage in his name, bro? He's just base form. Here is what Trunks' blessing looks like. Pretty sick. I've always really liked the aura of Super Saiyan Rage, even though the form itself, in my opinion, is not the greatest. The aura is fire. You get like the sheath as well as the sword that Trunks uses. Pretty sick. Here is what Vegeta's blessing looks like. Kind of just looks like Vegito Blues. I think they just reused the key, maybe with like a very subtle difference. And then finally, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Unfortunately, like the Super Saiyan 3 hair is built in to the aura blessing. I kind of wish it was with the costume side instead, so that way you could have the aura without the like goofy looking hair that isn't layered properly. But it is what it is. Also, here is Goku Black's blessing. It's kind of weird. It gives you like the corrupted Zamasu purple arm, but the aura is pretty cool. All right, let's roll some traits on these units. First up is Vegito Blue. I think I'm mainly just going to roll traits on Vegito Blue as well as Goku Black, because I don't have enough traits to get ruler on all these units. I might try to get ruler on like Goku or Vegeta, but Trunks especially I'm going to skip out on. If he's like end game crazy broken, then I'll come back later and get ruler on him, but otherwise I'm just not going to roll a trait on him. The main thing I'm expecting from Vegito Blue is a ton of damage. As long as this unit dishes out like hundreds of thousands of damage, then I'm pretty sure we'll be in a pretty good spot. Also, a lot of people have been commenting under the last video about how Gogeta can do like 1 million damage and how I was wrong about the fact that he like isn't like your primary damage unit. My bad. Gogeta is just the end all be all as far as everything goes in this game. He is ridiculous. He is so good, which is why I have really high hopes for Vegito. Also, I feel like boundless units just like get the most passives. Like Gojo, crazy long passive. Sukuna, crazy long passive. Sun Jin-woo didn't really get that treatment. He was always like the odd one out of those boundless units though. Like Gojo and Sukuna were much better than him on release. Maybe not much better. I feel like Gojo was much better, but Sukuna was kind of in the same tier, sorta. But we're nearing Pity to get ruler on this unit. So that's awesome. Here we go. Do we get secondary trait? We don't, but that's all right. Next up is Goku Black. It has been a while since I have gotten a ruler before pity, man. It would be super nice. Oh, nice. Wait, that was so quick. Dude, let's go. Okay, now I'm at a bit of a crossroads here, because one thing I do know about both Goku and Vegeta is they have a synchro gauge, or synchro drive. I keep on calling it synchro gauge. That's not what it is. That's from Dragon Ball Legends. And the way synchro drives work in this game is it takes one of the two units and takes the properties from that unit. So like the trait, the equips from that one specific unit. Which unit is going to be the one that it takes from? I'm gonna make a gamble here and say Goku. So let's roll on him. This is really like make or break, because I doubt Goku alone is good. I've heard super good things about the synchro drive though. Who knows? Maybe I get lucky enough and get ruler on both units. I doubt it, but a man can hope. We're a little bit over halfway to pity, and it is not looking good, man. Oh, I mean, we got ruler before pity, but it was only like 100 rerolls away from pity, but I can't really complain. The last 100 rerolls here. Can I get ruler on Vegeta? I'm not gonna lie, I don't believe. I have no hope. But who knows, man. Unfortunately, no ruler. It is what it is. I got pretty lucky. Now I just gotta hope that Goku is the anchor with the synchro drive fusion. So for all of these units, I'm gonna be doing full damage, as I think that's just like consistently the best build for like 99% of characters in this game. There are a few where that isn't the case, but I'd say the majority of the time, full damage is typically the way to go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Since Goku Black is a universal character, he has 3 separate forms. What are they? Okay, so the top path is the actual Rose form. Makes sense. The middle path, I assume, is just him teaming up with Zamasu. And then the third path is them actually fusing. Okay. Since I don't really have use for any of these gems, I'm just going to use all my gems on this. I don't really mind doing that. I'm still short on unlocking everything, but I can choose 2 paths. You know what? Since there's a whole lot of fusion going on in this video, let's go ahead, unlock the bottom path, and then I'm going to unlock the top path. Oh, that's so sick. The top path final upgrade, he gets the scythe. So cool, man. All right, man. Here we have the full Dragon Ball team. I think we should start off with who I think is going to be the worst unit on this team, and that's going to be Trunks. First, passive burning attack. This passive is only active in key form. On attack, he applies 10% slow for 4 seconds. On takedown, he increases the slow by 1%. When the slow reaches 30%, follow-up attack is performed for 55% damage. He then applies burn for 20% damage over 4 ticks, applies confusion for 3 seconds, and then resets the slow buff. If this unit is in super rage form, slow will reset when reaching 40% instead. Next up, we have Final Hope Slash. This passive is only active in sword form. Every attack can deal 5% damage. When 50% damage is reached, follow-up attack is performed for 150% damage, and then reset the damage buff. If this unit is in super rage form, he does an 100% hyper armor damage attack during follow-up, and then the follow-up damage is increased to 175%. Wow, okay, not bad. Next up, we have Growing Rage. This unit will get stronger over time as he reaches new forms. Super form, gained on this unit's final upgrade, gives himself 10% more damage. Beyond super form, gained after 150 takedowns in super form, gives himself 20% more damage, 10% range, and then 5% less SPA. And then we have the super rage form, gained after 200 takedowns in beyond super form, gives himself 30% damage, 10% range, and then minus 5% SPA. When super rage form is reached, whenever an enemy enters Trunks' range, he gives himself 0.1% damage, and then at 15% damage, this unit gains stun immunity. And then finally, this unit can switch between sword form and key form. And he starts off in the actual key form, but the sword form gives him access to 100% more damage to bosses. And then the key form, which he starts with, gives himself 20% more range, 10% SPA, and he's hybrid. So this unit is hybrid on placement. That's very good. Full AoE as well. Let's swap him to the sword form real quick. He loses the full AoE and the hybrid. Wait, no, he doesn't. He's still hybrid. I think that might just be a visual bug. Trunks is actually much better than I thought he would be. The fact that he gains stun immunity as well as hybrid on placement, he gives himself a ton of damage buffs as well as slow. If this is the worst unit of the update, then we have some really good stuff to look forward to, because this unit's already super good. He just does a lot. Also, I'm doing the showcase without having any equips on any of these units because I don't know the best equips for them, so I just want to see like base stats. Unfortunately, I don't think his shiny form has any of the Super Saiyan transformations. Like, I think the base form, or rather the non-shiny variant, is actually better than the shiny variant, because you can actually probably visually see Trunks transform throughout the entire match. This unit has well over 200 takedowns, even whenever he's like maxed out, and he still hasn't like visually transformed. So I don't know. This unit's pretty good though. All right, next up we have Vegeta. First up we have Saiyan Prince. If this unit is placed next to a Super Warrior tag, he gives himself 15% damage as well as minus 7.5% SPA. And if the unit is Bulma, he gives himself 30% damage, minus 10% SPA, and then 10% income to Bulma. That's pretty sick. That's actually really good because of the Synchro Drive with Goku. I assume you're gonna need a lot of money to level both of them up. So the more money, the better. Next up we have Indomitable Fighting Spirit. When an enemy leaves Vegeta's range, he gives himself 15% range for 15 seconds, 20% damage for 15 seconds, and this has a cooldown of 30 seconds. On Etherealization 2, he does a follow-up attack for 50%, and the follow-up has a 7-second cooldown. Okay, the final passive here, I'll put an end to this. When this unit gets the last hit on an enemy, follow up with attack 4, deal 100% damage, and then apply a stun for 4.5 seconds. Let's go ahead fully upgrade Vegeta here. He is full AoE, dealing 20,000 damage with no equips, no ruler. Unit's going to be doing a ton of damage, but the SPA is ridiculously high. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter because he does do follow-ups, and if an enemy lives long enough to get out of his range, he increases his own range and damage by, you know, percentages and stuff. Yeah, I think Trunks is better. I think Trunks just does more. Also, not being hybrid is not great, but the good news is the person he synchro drives with or fuses with is a heal unit. So him not being hybrid isn't the worst, because if you're running Vegeta, you're probably running Goku. There's your air unit. First passive, Hope of Earth. Every 18 seconds, if there is at least one ally in range, Goku gives himself 5% damage with a cap of 25%, and then minus 1% SPA with a cap of 15%. Okay, so this is just like a free minus 15% SPA and 25% damage, right? Like, you're always gonna have an ally in range. On placement, automatically set lifestocks to 1. Every 15 seconds, follow up with the highest critical rate unit in range is damage. On Etherealization 6, automatically upgrade for free every 5 waves? Interesting. So getting the fusion with Vegeta and Goku is going to be pretty easy then, because he's going to be constantly upgrading himself, which granted, I mean, it's every 5 waves, so it's not going to be like completely for free. You're still going to have to drop, you know, like 20k, 40k, something like that on Goku. And also most of like the difficult modes end at like wave 20, so it's just still good though. When a boss tries to take a livestock, prevent it from being taken completely, target the strongest enemy in range and follow up for 25% damage. This passive can only be triggered once. So it specifically says a boss, not any units, or any enemy rather. He's basically just Escanor from AV. Let's go ahead, upgrade him here. He's dealing 40,000 damage with a 5.8 second SPA, with once again, no relics. That is very good, especially with the SPA. The damage, meh. Even with relics, he's not going to be doing like the craziest amount of damage. But now we have the opportunity to synchro drive into Super Vegito. Let's do it now. And there he is. Oh no, it is Vegeta who's the anchor unit, man. No. Why is Vegeta the anchor unit? Okay, this is fine. What does Vegito do? If an enemy has less than 10x this unit's damage, do a full AoE follow for 50%. Otherwise deal 2x damage to the enemy. I'm pretty sure like Anime Crusaders Super Vegito also has kind of like a similar mechanic. When any unit gets debuffed, follow up for 200% damage. Okay, this seems pretty strong. He is only growing stronger. 60 seconds after placement, he gives himself 50% damage and 100% crit damage. On crit, 25% chance to trigger a follow-up, apply confusion for 4 seconds, and the follow-up has a 20-second cooldown. Then he has an active ability here, deal 250% damage and a large line AoE, and apply stun for 5 seconds. This ability has a 30-second cooldown, so a super fast cooldown, and it's pretty much like a nuke, like a large line. Like, that's huge. I'm so sad it's Vegeta who's the anchor unit, man. Why? Okay, a 14-second SPA is kind of ridiculous, but with equips as well as ruler, it's going to go down way further than 14. And he does like 2 follow-ups, I think, so I wouldn't worry too much about the 14-second SPA. Vegito is super good though. How much is it to fully upgrade both these units? Because that's what I feel like matters the most with synchro drive units. So Vegeta, it takes a ton, man. That's like 70k, I think. Yeah, like 65, 70k, something like that. And then Goku, also expensive, but at the end of the day, Goku auto upgrades himself. So if you're running both these units, it's gonna be in like the hardest content where it's more than like 10 or 15 waves. You'll be able to get the most out of that passive that Goku has. All right, let's get into the high-end units of the update, starting off with Goku Black. I'm gonna fully upgrade his top path here. Let's go ahead, read what this unit does. First off, he has an active ability, Super Pink Beam. Use the active ability to release a line AoE attack for 200% damage. Divine Clones will copy this unit and deal 200%, I'm assuming, of this active ability's damage, and that has a cooldown of 90 seconds. Next up, we have Godly Earrings. This unit gains 30% damage over time. For every ally in this unit's range, he gains an additional 50% damage over time? Huh? Look at all these clones, and look at his range. Surely that's capped, because otherwise you're gonna be doing like 800% more damage over time damage. Oh wait, never mind. He gives allies 50% damage over time, not himself. I see. So that's cool. He has a little bit of some support. Next up, we have Scythe of Sorrow. On attack, apply Ionize for 70% damage over 7 ticks. Every 5th attack, summon 2 divine clones that last for 25 seconds. These clones will spawn regardless of the clone cap. When a divine clone hits an enemy with Ionized, deal 1.5 times damage to the enemy. Divine Replication. For every unused placement, plus 100% damage. Every 10 seconds, summon a divine clone next to this unit that lasts 45 seconds. Divine clones copy 50% damage from this unit and have a fixed SPA of 14. Divine clones will apply bleed for 20% damage over 8 ticks. There can be a total of 4 active divine clones. That's not true though, because of the Scythe of Sorrow passive, which low-key, this unit might be like the exception of the rule of always pick damage over SPA for builds, because you want this unit to be attacking as much as possible, because every 5th attack you'll summon 2 more divine clones, and I assume, what's his SPA? Yeah, crazy high, right? Like 8.85. Once again, no equips, so you can get that much lower, but I think full SPA might be the best for this unit, like spec into that. When this unit is stunned, disable spawning divine clones for the next 60 seconds, and then on attack, apply bleed for 30% damage over 6 ticks. Yeah, so right now we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clones active plus Rose himself, and if we use the Super Pink Beam, all divine clones will copy that attack for 200% of their own damage. This unit is going to be doing some crazy boss damage when all of his clones are active. Oh my gosh. It's a large line AoE as well, so it's going to hit multiple enemies. Wow. I was going to say his damage numbers are like kind of lacking, but then I remembered the clones, right? I'm going to sell him real quick so we can look at the bottom path. So off rip, he's doing around 12,000 more damage. First passive, Unstable Divinity. Every 30 seconds, enter unstable state for 60 seconds. During an unstable state, Corrupted Fusion Zamasu deals 100% armor damage, 200% more damage, minus 30% SPA, and then 30% more damage, plus he gains stun immunity. When unstable state ends, he gets 40% more SPA for 20 seconds. That's really bad. Minus 40% range for 20 seconds, minus 45% damage for 20 seconds as well. This unit kind of reminds me of Ragna, like the bottom path, where like he'll have 60 seconds of just dealing damage, and then kind of burn out. Next up, we have Corrupted Manifestation. Every attack, mark enemies permanently. For every marked enemy in range, Corrupted Zamasu gives himself 20% more damage with a cap of 100%. When enemies who are marked die, he deals 30% damage to surrounding enemies. Mark any unmarked enemies hit. Okay, I kind of like that. Just free damage. And then I believe this is the last passive here. I guess it's an active ability. Infinite God Domain. Use the active ability to trigger a one-time global attack. Apply stun for 30 seconds to all enemies on the map. Enemies take 20% damage from all sources until they die. Deal 10% damage per second for 30 seconds. One-time use, global cooldown. So let's go ahead and turn on the effects here and use the Infinite God Domain. And here we have it. Zamasu has taken over the world. And how long is this active for? 30 seconds. So I don't think this unit is like a real damage dealer. Well, I say that, but whenever he has his like fully buffed, amazing, crazy mode active, he's dealing 124,000 damage, but that's only for 60 seconds. He's gonna burn out here soon. And after that 60 seconds is over, he just isn't like that crazy as far as damage goes. I will say his domain is awesome because it's a 30-second stun. Like that is phenomenal. But yeah, I think I like his top path more, honestly. Like his top path is amazing. But finally, let's take a look at the unit who's on the cover of the game, Vegito Blue. Only a couple passives here. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked. That means they gotta be strong. For every consecutive hit on the same enemy, 10% damage from all sources with a cap of 30%. I love whenever units have this. This is probably my favorite, like, quote-unquote support in the game. Making an enemy take more damage from all sources, immaculate. Plus, apply Ionize for 70% damage over 5 ticks. Goku Black also had this. What is Ionize? Does it, like, say anywhere? Can I, like, see what that is at all? I don't think so. Well, I'm sure that's good. We have an active ability here, Final Energy Wave, or Final Kamehameha. Use the active ability to release a massive line AoE attack that you can manually aim. Deal 30% damage per second for 20 seconds. Its active ability has a cooldown of 140 seconds. Huh, we can aim it? Let me activate this. I activated it. I don't know if it's going or what. Oh, it is! Look at that, dude. That is sick. And and super strong. How long does this go on for? 30 seconds? My goodness. It's only 20 seconds, but that's pretty sick. Next up, we have taunting counter. When a stun or debuff is attempted on this unit, ignore the stun or debuff, then release a counterattack for 80% damage at the strongest enemy in range. Plus, he gives himself 50% damage for 30 seconds. Okay. Very good, right? What's better than stun immunity? Stun immunity, and then doing damage. Finally, we have Fused Godly Might. Every attack follow up for 100% damage. 70% chance to trigger the follow-up attack a second time. Okay. I see what they're doing, man. They're trying to do like the Ultra Vegito Blue thing from Dragon Ball Legends where he's just constantly attacking. The good news is there is no PvP in this game, so this unit's not going to be as annoying as that unit was on release. But this unit's phenomenal. I mean, this is no equips. Right now he's doing 130k essentially because he's just going to do a follow-up every single attack. Unfortunately, his SPA is pretty high, but like I've said for literally every other unit here, apply the right relics, you can get that SPA down pretty far, and the follow-up attacks are going to make it seem like he does not have that high of an SPA. All of these units that I've brought in here into this Infinite are phenomenal. Even the worst, which in my opinion would be Vegeta, has a ton of use cases. So get all these units. Am I crazy for saying this is the best Dragon Ball update any of these tower defense games have ever dropped? Like, there is just so much to do, man. Phenomenal update. UTD is on a generational run, man. Keep it up. Beast Gohan is finally here on Universal Tower Defense. So how do we get him? So we have a brand new game mode here, Resurrection of the Bio Android. Test your limits in the new world raid. Oh, brother. Not another world raid, bro. Okay, wait a minute. Beast Gohan doesn't drop from this stage. Only sell max. We also have a brand new challenges thing here. I know they were talking about this a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think it'd come out this soon. And this is for every stage? Oh man, that is a lot of rerolls. Hold on. No way it's for every stage, right? Dude, it is. I'm not sure if it's for every like difficulty level as well, but that's insane, dude. 40 rerolls per stage? Okay, man. Wow, that's really good. Beast Gohan doesn't drop from a raid either. How do you get this unit? Because there's no new story stage. There's no new like Ultra Boss stage. Oh, it's a tear. It's just like Sukuna and Gojo. 4% drop rate as well. All right, well, let's go ahead, load in here. Hopefully I can complete this stage. Okay, so we got a little cutscene here. That's pretty cool. And the team I brought in here is just like the Super Gogeta buff team. And there actually is a hill right here as well. So Fern is going to be able to buff all units in range. It's super good. Oh, okay. I can choose a buff card. Let me get the attack damage. I love this team so much, man. Seeing Gogeta do like the 1.3 million damage, absolutely incredible. What a unit. Oh, my units have like a buff icon, like directly above their heads. That's cool. Has that always been there? It's like a Miku icon. I assume it's because of a virtual idol. That's sick, dude. If they start adding that to like every support unit, that'd be so awesome, man. It doesn't seem like they have it for Fern though, which kind of sucks. But this stage seems super easy so far. Then again, it is a tear, and if it's anything like the Sukuna and Gojo one, hey, the difficulty is about to spike up right when the boss spawns in. Wave 20 out of 20 here, and it has been super duper easy. Basically nothing has happened, but I assume Gohan's about to spawn in here and like delete all my units or something. 20 million HP, that's literally nothing. What is he about to do when we defeat him though, bro? I already know. What move is he about to pull, man? Oh, I defeated him and I get to choose another buff. Okay, and then he transforms into Super Saiyan. He's moving kind of quick though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep on choosing damage. Every time I defeat him, I get to choose another buff card. Bro, Gohan's moving so fast. What am I supposed to do? Oh no, man. Okay, so now he's in beast form. I'm gonna clash with him. I don't know what this does. What is this? I don't know what this is, dude. But I stunned him and I slowed him down. But he's still gonna make it to the end, I think. Unless, it was so close, dude. Fern stunned him as well. Let me bring Gojo in here. I think Gojo's gonna be more than enough. Let me go back to lobby. Okay, now that we have Gojo, we should be good. I kind of enjoy this stage's design, making it so you don't have to like interact with the stage, but if you do, it gives you like a much better chance at winning. I wonder if I could have done that the whole time and I just didn't notice, or if it's only whenever Gohan goes into his beast form. I don't know, but either way, Gojo's gonna be absolutely hard carrying in this. That minigame that popped up whenever I interacted with Gohan is based off of that one game, bro, and I can't remember the name of it, but I've never played it. I've only ever seen like clips and stuff. If Gojo doesn't work, I can also try stun juggling with Madara, but we'll see. I don't think it'll have to come to that, but okay, let's see. Gohan spawns in here. Oh, every single time Gohan transforms, Gojo brings him back as well. Dude, Gojo's the cheat code for this stage. Oh my gosh, he's crazy. Like, watch, look at Gohan. Whenever he dies here, he should be brought all the way back because technically it's a new unit spawning. Wait, never mind. It didn't work that time. Wait, and Gojo didn't even like bring them back. Oh no, dude, Gojo sold me. I've got to do the mini game, bro. At least it isn't too bad. Like I just messed up 2 or 3 times and it still did the stun. I wonder how the stage is gonna work with macroing and stuff. And wow, we actually get Gohan to drop on the very first attempt. Are you kidding? That is insane. So I'm just looking at the update log here, and apparently Gohan Shiny is limited just like Roger, and each one is unique. That's sick, dude. What's not sick is giving Beast Gohan Shiny Broly's clothes, dude. What's up with that, man? Y'all can't just add a Broly to the game in this update. Y'all have to give Beast Gohan his fits? It's messed up, man. This stage to me though does seem like the most chill out of all of the Universal Tears. Like surprisingly, at least when they first released. Obviously now Gojo and Sukuna are kind of pushovers because the Dragon Ball update just made 6 disgustingly broken units that basically made every other unit pointless except for maybe Luffy, and of course a couple like support units like Gojo and Fern. But as far as DPS goes, the Dragon Ball units are just the greatest this game has ever seen, so like you don't ever have to really worry about damage checks with the Dragon Ball team. Now I will say the fact that it is a tear stage is actually super bad for this video, because if I go like 15 clears without getting Gohan's Evo item, I'm gonna have to wait 6 hours, I assume, because it takes 3 hours for all the tears to shuffle from like Gojo to Sukuna and then Gohan, which is a honest to god awful mechanic, by the way. They need to take that out, especially if they plan on making like more and more of these. I'm not waiting 24 hours to get a unit, man, whenever they had like 6 of these, or I guess it'd be like 8, right? But still, the point stands. I think after this clear I want to try putting Madara on the team instead of Gojo though, because Gojo's like mechanic thing where he brings the enemy to him whenever they leave his range just doesn't seem to work all the time. I don't know what's up with that, but does it say anything like that in his passive where it works like 70% of the time or something? All it says is they have to be a non-hyper armor enemy. Is that why is Beast Gohan hyper armor or just regular armor? So far it's just been regular armor. Yeah, he's just regular armor, but for whatever reason Gojo's passive just doesn't work on him, so I think Madara will just be better. Let me switch teams once again. For those of you who might be confused as to why Madara is so good, because looking at him now, his stats are really lackluster except for like the SBA thing, like a 1.76 SBA is super good. It all lies in this passive weapon proficiency. You guys can read here, every 5 attacks cycle between 4 weapons, and he'll cycle through these 4. The top 2 being the Giant Shuriken and the Goombay, both confusing for 3 seconds. And the Giant Shuriken actually lowering his SBA to 20% helps a lot as well. But yeah, basically all he's here to do is just to attack and confuse Gohan. And what this should do is basically permanently stun Gohan. I know this worked for the Roger event, which is funny because Gohan also has a serialized shiny. So if this once again is like the team to run, it's basically the same team as you would use for the Roger event, other than like the 2 DPS units you would bring. But yeah, we'll see if this works. So Gohan here should be like permanently walking backwards, essentially. It's kind of working. I'm just worried for whenever he goes into his beast form. He's just going to be so fast. This might not work. We'll see though. Okay, hold on. He's in his beast form. Can Madara just stun lock him here? Come on, Madara. I mean, this is working. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that worked. Now, I'm not sure how consistent that's going to be though, because I imagine you'd have to get like pretty good RNG, and the clears aren't going to be the fastest, but it's consistent. So I don't know, man. But what I do know is I'm going to have to farm this stage a lot more times. So I'm going to make a quick cut here in the video. I will be back once I hopefully have every Evo item for Beast Gohan. Okay, so I'm doing the stage with 3 other people, so that way I get the max friend drop boost to be active. And somebody has leaked the Evo requirements for Beast Gohan. Now I'm going to put them on screen now. You guys can see it. How on earth do they expect us to grind 7 swords when the tears only last 3 hours? Keep in mind, I've been playing this stage for the entirety of 3 hours. Well, I guess like 2 hours and 45 minutes. The tear is going to go away in the next like 10 minutes. I've gotten 2 swords. At the rate I'm going now, this grind is taking me 30 hours. That's so bad, man. Who balanced this? This is the first like really big miss, bro, with Universal Tower Defense since they've been on like a run of really good updates, I think. Unless they change this and they just make this tear like active for 24 hours straight. I made a community post saying I hope I get Beast Gohan tonight, or I'll be lucky if I get Beast Gohan in the next 2 days. Gosh, man, that is a yikes. So I've got some good news and bad news. Bad news is the tear rotated out. It's no longer the Gohan tear. The good news is they forced an additional 3 hours on the tear. So I was able to get an additional 3 hours. I've got 5 copies of Gohan here. I don't even know how many items I got. I only got 6 swords. Oh my gosh, dude. Yo, this is like a 3 out of 10 update, man. Oh boy. I guess let's roll on Gohan, bro. Like, I don't even know, man. Why is this spinning so slow? Does it usually go this slow? I don't know, bro. And I gotta be honest with y'all, man. I am not going for Cell Max in this video. Y'all are gonna have to get this video to like 100 likes, and I'll make a Cell Max video, man. I am not trying to play the world raid, bro. What do we even do? Like, do I just go to bed. Like, I've got 6 hours to burn, dude. Like, whose idea was this? This is so dumb. My gosh, man. Like, the whole tear idea worked really well with Sukuna and Gojo because both were new units. If they had, like, Cell Max in the tear right now and it rotating with Gohan, I wouldn't be too mad at it. I could make progress with both units. But since I'm only going for Gohan in this video, I have nothing to do. I'm not going for Cell Max. No way. It's just crazy, man. I know the streak for, like, Universal Tower Defense updates had to end eventually, man, but this is a real, like, this is, even out of, like, the history of Universal Tower Defense updates, like, this is, like, dare I say, bottom 3. There's no way it usually goes this slow, dude. Like, this is a absolute snail's pace. Like, I can reroll faster than this, man. But then I have to deal with the pop-ups, bro. Like, there's no winning. All I gotta say is, man, Gohan better be the best unit in the game by far. I was thinking about it too. This probably is the worst grind I've ever had to do on the channel, I think. Maybe like Luffy versus Kaido on Anime Crusaders was worse, but it was only worse because I was like a brand new player to that game. So like obviously it was going to take more time because for that grind you need to sacrifice like a ton of mythic units, and new players don't have like mythic units like that. That's the only part of that grind that took like a really long time, like a day or two. But I mean, this is completely time gated. Like, and not only time gated, I have to get so lucky because within the 3 hours, I think you can only hit pity like twice. I think you only have enough time because for whatever reason, pity is like 20 or something, like 20 clears. We get ruler. Nice, dude. I'm absolutely elated. I am so happy. Also, if I somehow manage to get every Evo item before they change it and get this video out to you guys, don't go for this unit until they change it. They will. They changed it with Sukuna as well as Gojo. Like, their rates were absolutely atrocious as well. I remember the 6 eyes has like a 6% chance of dropping, I think. They changed it to 20%. I don't know why they didn't do that with Gohan. Like, it feels like they kind of had the formula fixed, but they decided to just go back to the old one for whatever reason and just drop the update and then go radio silent. I don't know, man. It's not good though. So I'm pretty sure I have everything to go ahead and evolve Gohan to his boundless state. First, let's roll some better stats on him though. Also, something kind of cool happened. They fixed the rates on pretty much every single important item drop, and they fixed the pity. So the sword now has like a 5 pity or something. That's so much better, man. I'm pretty sure they came out and said the reason why the rates were so bad is they just like kind of overlooked it. It is what it is. I'm just glad it wasn't that way on purpose. Like, I'd much rather it be like a mistake like that than sort of an on purpose thing. But there's Gohan, first evolution, and now we can go ahead, evolve this unit into his boundless form, and there he is. I'm gonna give this unit full damage and then the warlord set just kind of as a baseline sort of thing here. Let's give him crit rate and elemental damage. Cool. This is the build I'm going with. Let's go ahead, load into an infinite so we can see what Gohan is doing. But yeah, man, the fact that they changed the rates is like super good. I figured they would. I just kind of wish it didn't take them like 8 hours or 9 hours to do so, man. Like, that's just tough. It's really, really, really tough. But it's changed now, so oh, I forgot, bro. They did say Gohan has like a animation that plays whenever you place him. That is pretty sick, dude. First passive, unrestrained power. This unit will gain 7% of the total damage of all units owned by the player within range. This buff can scale up to 100% damage. Then on stun/debuff, Gohan gains 30% critical rate for 20 seconds and then 30% AoE size for 20 seconds. Pretty solid first passive here. Depending on what his actual like max damage is, this could be super good. Next up, we have overwhelming force. When this unit's damage is higher than enemy's health, deal the leftover damage to surrounding enemies. Plus, gain 10% critical damage with a cap of 75%. Pretty good. When any unit gets debuff or when this unit gets a stun, Gohan gains 150% damage for 20 seconds, 30% hyper armor damage for 20 seconds, and then for every base stock lost, he gains 75% damage with a cap of 300%. Okay, so he could have some pretty good synergy with somebody like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Since Goku lowers your base stock. And then finally, we have a nuke. When you fully max him out, deal 400% damage to all enemies on the map. This active ability will always land as a critical hit. This active ability has a cooldown of 120 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, this is the strongest nuke in the game. Let me place down Gogeta real quick, because I want to see what Gohan's like max damage really is. So with Super Gogeta fully maxed out here, Gohan is dealing 300,000 damage. It's going from like 280 to 300,000 with a 4.15 second SPA and a 61 range. Is this unit the best unit in the game? I'm gonna say probably not. Obviously, this is the like my first impression, so I'm gonna have to use this unit in like actual stages and stuff to see. But the positives are there. He is a hill unit. He can attack flying enemies. That's super good. He works super well with Gogeta as well as I assume Vegito, right? Like the whole like super buff Gogeta team. Instead of rocking Vegito Blue, I think you should rock Beast Gohan. I think he'd be a better fit for that team just because you're already buffing Gogeta a ton. You can throw some of Fern's buffs on Gohan as well to give him that extra kind of kick. Gohan also has the benefit of having a map-wide nuke that does a disgusting amount of damage. I think there could be debate that Gohan is the best unit. And if there isn't, then he's got to be pretty close at least, right? Like he's a top 3 unit. I think he's in the conversation with Gogeta and Vegito. So yeah, get this unit. Now that they fixed like the rates onto the Evo items, it's not going to take you nearly as long as it took me. And 100 likes for the Cell Max video.